You're good. Yeah. Cool. Because you could also, if that, because that's a South End computer, right? Hey y'all, give me one sec. All right, team. Welcome. We're about to get ready to get started. It's so good to see y'all. It's been a minute. How are y'all doing? I see a lot of folks in the chat. Shout out to Green Grape 09. Shout out to my boy DJ Motion 04. Been with us for so long. Shout out to Tech Chaos. String of numbers and letters. GCQ9 or QC9WW. Right on, man. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate it. It's been so long since I've been like super active on YouTube, and I'm really excited to be back. We've been putting in mad work, and I can't wait to show you what we've been cooking. But a few weeks ago, we had a big like come up on the channel. We hit 20K, and we got our first video to get 1 million views. So y'all, I'm so excited to be hanging out with y'all today, and just to celebrate all that, and to celebrate how dope our brick brothers here are at BKH Bricks. I got something special, not only to celebrate 20K and to celebrate y'all in general, but you know, since you know we build Pokemon Lego, that's our thing. That's what we like to do. So I thought that it would be silly, in fact, if we didn't go ahead and grab the massive starter trio set. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. Let's turn down that background audio just a little bit. Give me just a moment, y'all. How's that? A little better, a little softer? I want y'all to make sure that y'all can hear my voice. All right, cool. So if you see back here, right back there, that is the set. I went and picked mine up. I actually ordered a couple of them so that I could get a couple of the gifts with purchase. We'll talk about that in a second. But they give you, the thing is so big that it comes in its own box, and then they give you the giant Lego bag to go with it. This is gonna be great for like taking stuff to BrickCon and like loading things in and out at Lego conventions, but like getting this massive bag just, I mean, it adds to it. Who else is super excited about the gigantic Lego bag? I feel like, yeah, I don't know. It's just cool stuff. So we're gonna cut into this guy. And I already posted a picture of the gift with purchase. If y'all haven't checked out that post, please feel free to go do it. This thing is massive. Oh. So, here's the box. Yo. Oh my god. Here's the box. This is what it looks like. You get it. I mean, it's a pretty impressive box. And I've seen some unboxings of these, and I believe that there's like 3 separate boxes inside. Now, just so y'all know, we are not going to be doing all 3 of these, and we're not going to be doing the base. This is a, you know, an articulation kind of focused channel. We like to build the figures, and the bases are cool. And plus, I don't want to waste y'all's time building the bases and things up like that. But what we will do is build the actual Blastoise, or my preferred name for him, Comics. That's his Japanese name. And we're gonna see all of the cool techniques that they use to accomplish the model, because the model is really good. You know, you can hate on the price all you want, but the model itself, I just don't know what else you could have done in Lego to look like Blastoise. My personal favorite is the Venusaur. But, oh yeah, so this is a cool detail. On the back of the box, they have they have the symbols for the energy. So this is the Venusaur box, and this is how you know that it's the Venusaur box, because it is grass and poison, right? Neat stuff. Really like it. Really like it. Cool. So next up, number 2, I would imagine if they're going in dex order, this is going to be Charizard. Oh no, this is Blastoise. Okay, cool. Blastoise, water. It always kind of blew my mind that Blastoise was the one Gen 1 starter that didn't get a second typing. If Blastoise got a second type, chat, what do y'all think it would be? Do you think, what should Blastoise's second type be? I feel like not Steel or anything like that. This is Charizard, Fire Flying, very good. So that's how we know. We're gonna put these off to the side. You know, if y'all really like this kind of format, maybe we'll consider doing the other 2 as live streams. But I've got something really special planned for these, much so beyond their base builds. And if y'all know me and how much I love Pokemon and how much I loved Legends EA, you might know what my plan is for these. Cool. So, let's go ahead and cut in. Don't forget to subscribe if you're chilling out with us and you haven't yet. We do builds like this all the time. Pokemon, Bionicle, all sorts of stuff. We have a good time. Don't forget to subscribe. Cool. So we're gonna crack on into this. I think there's some tape that we're missing. Open it up. Wow. How neat is this? Tell me what you guys think of the new-ish setup. This is one angle. There's a few more that we're gonna show y'all throughout our new videos, but can't wait for y'all to see some of the fun stuff we got going on the desk here as well. Wow. Okay, Kingsley, I'm gonna get you to help me with this if you can. This starts at bag 38. So let's just take the top off. I'm gonna put everything that's not bag 38 or later in that. So we don't need this or this. Don't need that. We do need 45. We need 46. 48. 29. 27. 30. 39. Oh, we need that one. 38. 44. So what we're doing right now is just like separating out all of the pieces that we're not going to be using, because a lot of it is just the base. 40, 41, okay, 38, there we go, almost there, 37, 43. Man, we are going to be here for a while. See, this is why we could not do this whole set in one sitting. And then we got the book, but I am going to have the instructions up, so I don't need the book. We'll take a look at it though. Okay, cool. So you can just put those right behind you somewhere, just on the floor. Cool, thank you. Completely out the way. Okay, so we got 38. 39. 40. 48, 40, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 48, 49. Cool. I think we got everything here. We might be missing bag 47. But we'll address that when we come to it. I want to get all this plastic out of y'all's face. All right, who's ready to get started? Woo! Squirtle Squad. Sub for Squirtle Squad. Oh my gosh. So let me show y'all a couple of the angles that we've been working on. So we've got our standard top-down angle, but we're working on this over-the-shoulder type guy right here. Working on the over-the-shoulder angle. I'm just going to put my keyboard away so that I can have all the space necessary to do what I need to do. All right. Let me know what y'all think of that. We're going to go back so that we can monitor. All right, let's get started. Cool. So we're gonna start with bag 38, actually. So one of the things that I really love to use are these like IKEA lid things that come from their Kugis line. The reason I love to use these is that they're really cheap and they're really good build trays. So I usually take the big one and put it over here. I take the small one, put it over there. Yeah, so if anybody's really interested in taking a look at the instructions, I think most people are here for the build, so I want to go ahead and like dive into that. But if you want to look at the instructions, let me know, and we can make that happen. Cool. So let's go to... Let's go to angle B. That way you guys can see a little bit of everything. Okay, so we're gonna start off with one of these like brown, like rectangular tile things. And then what's interesting about these is that they're going to have to like accommodate the base. So like, let's be real. A lot of folks have been talking about like, a lot of folks have been talking about like that they just don't like the price of this thing because it is an expensive set. It's an incredibly expensive set. And I think that they would have saved a lot of money, but like when you look at the like price per piece, how's it going? Plastic bags, I know it's so rough. Thanks for joining us, Nasil54. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Really appreciate you hanging out with us. I know the plastic bags are rough. I was really hoping. I've only gotten a couple of Lego sets where they've come with the paper so far, so the paper is tough too. but it's less tough than the plastic bag. So let's go on to the next step. On to the next step with the instructions. There we go. Thank you. All right. So then we're going to throw in one of these bad boys right here. We got one of these. Yeah, so I really think that they should have definitely not included the base with this set. Like overall, I think it's great. Like, and I think that the models would have ended up being a lot better if they didn't have to accommodate, like, you know, the stem from the base going up the backside. But for me, you know, I'm just excited to have these things in general, and I know that they'll get better. And if you have seen any of the leaks, we could be looking at a Rayquaza build that is like much more reasonably priced, coming out very, very soon, hopefully in the next wave or so. But what's really tricky for me though is that, not quite, let's go back one step. Perfect. What's really tricky for me though is that unless they have done a really good job with like nailing the face on Rayquaza, then it's gonna look weird. But I think that the Dragons team can get it done. They've done really cool thing. Yeah, you're right, dude. The price per Pikachu piece is way worse because like that's like, not only is the model like rough, right? And like no shade to the designer of that model. They did a great job. But like not only is that model rough, it's also like they didn't need the stand. Like I really just don't see why they included the stand. So here's why they did it to me. When I think about it, I think they've kind of taken like the Tesla model or approach to their Pokemon collaboration. They really had to test the market on the first one, because with so many of their other sets in things like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, that community is like down, and it's already proven within the LEGO ecosystem. Okay, we can go to the next page. It's already proven within the LEGO ecosystem to be willing to pay. Ooh, look at these. I haven't seen these yet. I haven't seen these ones yet. See if we can get it to focus. Come on. This is actually a really useful piece. Cool. Half ones of these. That's neat. But yeah, those communities are already like super down to pay exorbitant prices for their sets. And then when you think about it, like Pokemon is the biggest media franchise in the world. It's bigger than Disney, Marvel, even though Marvel like kind of is Disney now. Not even kind of, they are in fact one of the same. Of course, and you see what people buy cardboard for. You know what I mean? I am guilty. I have spent north of $700 on a Pokemon card before. I was eating ramen for a week. You know what I mean? But you got to do what you got to do for the shiny cardboard. I know that there's more than one or two of y'all out there who probably agree with me. So like as a person, I'm fine with the price. I think it locks a lot of kids out. And that's why I hope that this next wave, like, also has a bunch of play sets. All right, King, we can go to the next page. Thanks. Which is rad. And like, to be honest, the best sets, or excuse me, the best set out of wave one, literally some of the most popular Pokemon, is the Eevee set, and it is also the most affordable. So like, I think even like, I would be really honest with you guys, like, this is a fire set from what I've seen online. I'm not sure I would run out and spend $700+ on this guy immediately on day one, unless you were just like a hyper fan like your boy. I've been waiting on this guy for a while. Shout out to my wife that was actually able to pre-order a set, because I was sleeping on this set, honestly. I was one of those people that was like, oh, like LEGO sets never really sell out. Like Cole's Titan mech was back ordered for like a day, and like that was super popular. But like, and I thought that the price of this guy was going to be like cost prohibitive. No. That was not the case. This set sold out so quickly. It took a couple of days. I thought I had plenty of time, but then I woke up one morning and it was back ordered and I almost cried. Because I knew that I really wanted it, and the way that Pokemon goes, you just never know. Especially with like LEGO and all them too. It's just rough. It's rough out there. But we are doing pretty well. We are almost through the first bag, only 10 or so more to go. And I can already see like what the articulation is looking like. We'll take a break and we'll check in on the chat and everything. Ooh, I can already tell I missed a step. We'll check in on the chat and everything in between bags. That'll also be an opportunity for me to, you know, just engage with y'all a little bit. But again, I'm excited to see y'all. Eerie Phenom, what's good, brother? Thanks for joining. Really appreciate you. Let's see. Shout out to the gang. All right, I think we're ready for the next one. Cool. So good to be back, feeling great. We haven't done a ton of lives on the channel before, but I'm excited to do it more. If this is something that y'all are into, I am more than happy to do more lives like this. If you're just now joining us, we are building the LEGO Blastoise from the recent set that just dropped. A lot of people have shown off the set, but not a whole lot of folks have shown off like how the set is built. And you know, that's my whole thing. Like, I really want to see what are the techniques that I can use to like get better at building myself. So like, you know, when I see a LEGO YouTuber out there that's showing off the set, that's dope. I appreciate it. And I really want to see like, how is it built? So like, what are the techniques? Because to me, like, you can't just use piece count to determine whether you want a set or not. Like, that's not a good metric. Like, piece count is cool in determining like whether a set is worth it. And if you don't know, the kind of breakdown is 10 cents per piece. So for example, this Pokemon set has, how many pieces is this? Should say right here on the front. Man, it does not. Oh, there it is. 6,800 pieces. That makes sense. So it's 6,800 pieces, 6,838. And so they priced it accordingly. So, but if you only went by that metric, you would say like, oh, that's a fair price for this set. Then I'm like, okay, but the majority of it is the base. So like, how much could you have just sold the Pokemon to me for, you know? So that's the kind of thing that I think about. And then for like other things like piece count, like you don't take into consideration like, okay, like what are the build techniques? Because that's where I'm really personally willing to spend a lot of money. We can go on to the next one. Is if there's like a set with really good techniques that I haven't learned yet, I'm willing to pay for design. Like that's really where it is in terms of like how I think about it as an artist, and as a you know, a mockist or a LEGO designer, freelance LEGO designer myself. Like I really want to know, oh, this is fun. So here's our first little detail. So you can see here, there is a part in the book where there's like all sorts of little Easter eggs that are hidden inside the build that you just wouldn't know. Let's see if I can get the thing out. This will be a good option. 131. So they hide all sorts of cool little details into the build. So you can see we're gonna do like a little water energy in his stomach. And you wouldn't have known that otherwise. I know that it's a little hot, but you can probably see that a little better right here. Cool. That's dope. Cool. Let's keep it pushing. So we're gonna take this little piece right here. We're gonna just plop that in. There we go. Nice little secret. Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. Let's see. How was that? Was that too loud? Let me know if that was too loud. We're gonna do that every time we find a cool little technique. I figured y'all would appreciate it. Okay, let's go on to the next step. Def was too loud. Right on. Thanks, dude. Thanks for letting me know. We're gonna turn the sounds down. Not to jump scare anybody. Appreciate y'all letting me know. Let's do. Let's see. How's that? A little softer? We'll do the same thing for video clips too. Now that we're at it. Right on. Cool. W. Let's do it. Nice. Is this a little softer? Let's see. Sick. That sounds a little bit better on my ear too. If it's still too loud, let me know. I'm happy to adjust. All right. Let's move on to the next page in the instructions. Don't mind. Cool. So we're on page 132. I'm not sure how many we have to go, but we are almost wrapping up bag 1. I'm having a blast. Like, we definitely got to add live streaming more so to the setup, finding an excuse to get together with y'all in this kind of way. Nice. Thanks for the feedback. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah, that'd be lit. Cool. Fantastic. All right, cool. So we're getting in there. Yeah, and this is a monetized stream. It's a money chat, all that kind of stuff. Super chats are always appreciated. Let's see. Would really, really love that. And yeah, that'll help us do so much more with the channel and all that stuff. Thank you so much. Oh, dang. Yo, we got our first super chat. Thank you, Kingsley. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Wow, that's what's up. Thanks so much, man. That's lit. Appreciate that. Wow. I literally don't think that we have ever had that happen before. I don't even know where that goes. Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you. That's what's up. Look at that. So yeah, if you feel so inclined, or if you learn something cool so that we can get bigger sets and build bigger and better things, we always appreciate your love and support. And even if you don't do all that, it's cool if you just watch. Let's go on to the next page. Watching is just as valuable, if not more. We really appreciate everybody who engages with us in whatever way you can. Boom. Cool. Putting that in there. All right, we are rounding the corner on bag 1, y'all. I'm excited about this. Y'all are lucky because this thing has been sitting in my office for like 2-3 weeks, just looking at me saying, I'm ready to be built. What are you waiting on? I said, I'm waiting on my boys. I gotta make sure that the homies, the fellow trainers, see how this is done so they don't have to go spend 650 bucks on this G. All right. That's what's up. Okay, cool. Let's go on to the next one. Thank you so much. Okay, cool. So this is where the Technic comes in. Bump, bump, bump. We're gonna put this right here. Ooh, almost a mistake. Put those in just a little bit. So then we're gonna connect these two beams together. Super cool. Oh, that's nifty. That's why they had us like put this in like this. So we're just gonna put those things in. That is such a satisfying crunch. That Lego crunch, crunch, crunch. That Lego crunch, crunch, crunch. All right. And with that, we did bag 1. All right, look at there. This is dope. Really like that. Oh, thanks so much for being with us, Alicio Vertia. Thank you, man. I love that you love our mocks. Y'all are the reason that we do it. I'm really excited about this. This is cool. All right, let's move on to bag 39. Bag 39. Let's see who we got rocking with us. We still got DJ Motion 04, the homie. We've had Nasil 54, Eerie Phenom in here in the chat. Kingsley Nowicki, thank you so much for that super chat as well. Wow. Dang. Thanks so much. We appreciate that. So we're gonna put this big body Blastoise off to the side. Every time we get a new sub, we're gonna, man, I feel like I gotta hit it for him one time. Just one time for the one time. Big man Blastoise, big man Blastoise. Whenever we get a new sub, we'll be right back at it. There we go. Cool. Big man Blastoise on the deck. Let's go. All right, cool. So we're going to dive on into bag 39 bag 39. I didn't count to see how many bags there actually are. Like, what's the end goal here? I think we end on bag 49. So we got 10 more bags to do this. 10 bags. That feels good. That feels great. You know what I mean? That feels good. All right. So we're back at it. We're gonna hit it up with a couple of these blue brackets. Now, if you're not familiar with this, the reason that they give you all these insane colors is so that it's easier to see. Because if you were to just use all the colors of Blastoise on top of each other, it would be really difficult for you to be able to know exactly where these things go, right? So if you've ever wondered why they use so many varying colors, it is literally for that reason. Now, that is a technique that you have to be really good at, because I'm barely good at building in the colors that I do. So, you know what I mean? I am always impressed when I see someone has gone back and been really thoughtful about what color the pieces should be so you can see them really well. And so that they're not like intrusive. They have like, you know, they're all within the same palette. I think that's really cool. And a really cool part of being a designer, because when you're thinking about toy design, and we've talked about a lot of this on our videos before. All right, I think we're ready to go on to the next page. We talk a lot about toy design on our videos, and I'm excited to talk more about it, but it just, I don't know, you have to think about the end user, the person who's going to actually be playing with the toy, and what is their experience going to be like. So yeah, could you make a cool thing that, like, you know, has a lot of really neat features that is super aesthetic, or do you want to go like something more functional? So like for me, I'm all about function, and you know, I like aesthetics, but I'm never going to be an aesthetics first kind of builder. I know my stuff looks good, but you know, it's not as, I would say, like accurate as what a lot of people would expect when you say I'm building a Pokemon. But what I really enjoy is just making sure that I am putting my own specific type of style on it, and y'all will get a lot more insight into what that looks like for me as we continue to upload more and more stuff on the channel, because I think that's where the real value is. Like, I want to, like, I could, yeah, I could sit here and show y'all like what I've built, why I built it, or rather like what I've built, and like, and not explain to y'all why I've built it, but like, what would the point of that be? Let's go on and roll to the next one. That's not even fun. Like, the whole fun for me for Lego, and I know everybody's different, but what I really love about Lego is that you can do it your own way, right? And many ways can equal a really cool and really awesome result. And it's one thing just to show off your builds, but I think it really is, you know, something that's missing in the community personally, where people talk about their design choices and why they did certain things. Cause like, that's where the real sauce is. Like, that's where the real decisions get made, in my opinion. I know I'm not anybody special. I'm just a guy on the internet on a Thursday building a Pokemon out of plastic bricks with my very best friends in the whole wide world. Cool. Right on. Boom, and boom. So we're getting that belly worked on. You can see Big Man Blastoise is getting that belly worked on. You can really see how the shell is coming together. I think it's really clever. You know, bracket work, if you're really trying to build like serious creatures or characters, let's move on to the next one. You got to work on your brackets. Like, understanding the bracket geography. Blah, that was super silly. Geography. Definitely not talking about geography. What I meant to say was geometry. You really got to work on your bracket geometry and know the math behind the brackets in order to get them placed well. Because brackets don't just allow you to build things on the side. Again, as we've talked about numerous times on the channel, brackets also allow you to, ooh, now that's clever. I've always tried to figure out like how specifically, hold up. That is just really dope, because like, if you've ever like worked with brackets before, you know, like trying to combine these brackets together, the 2x2 and the 1x2 length, is actually really difficult, or at least it was difficult for me. So it looks like the way that they achieved it was making, to see that half plate in there, that's from another bracket. So I'll have to keep that in mind in order to like be able to make these brackets work together. That's super clever. And see, something you would not have known. That is as a Lego like content creator, that's why I would buy the set. So that I can learn techniques like that. I'm gonna have to write that down. That is a nifty trick. That is a nifty, nifty trick. Okay, cool. We're trucking along. I feel like we're moving through bag 39 way better than bag 38. Way more quickly, rather. All right, let's go on to the next one. Thank you very much. Okay, we double these up. Whew. Cannot wait to get a break and to check in on the chat, see how y'all are doing. See, we got quite a few people vibing with us right now. Yo, thank you for spending some time with us. You could have been in the world doing anywhere, doing anything, doing anyone. But you're here with us, chilling, having a blast, building a turtle on a Thursday. I think I got that right. That math looks good. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Boop, boop, boop. Now, y'all will catch me making mistakes before I do, so shout out in the chat if y'all see something I'm doing wrong. I know y'all can't see the instructions. We'll get that. That might actually be a really dope thing to add into the screen somewhere, King. Is the instruction booklet. We'll mess around with that if we decide to do the other two at some point. So good to see y'all. Whoop whoop. Thursdays are nice. Let's go. Yes. I'm Omega. Yeah, bro. Thursdays are amazing. What's your favorite day of the week, chat? I've always been a Thursday kind of guy. I don't know why. I love Thursdays. I think it's like I am really into the idea of like potential. Like when it's a Thursday and you're headed into the weekend, ooh, that's just so satisfying. That's not even part of the instructions. Let's go on to the next page. But I just knew where to go. Ooh, look at this fitment. Look at this fitment. It's just like putting on a very like snug piece of armor. Yeah, this is a clean, you can already see how the shell is coming together. That's super clean. I'm a Thursday guy. I love being, a little bit out from the weekend, but still being in a place to where, I still got a little bit of work today. I feel like I'm most productive on Thursdays, you know what I mean? And that's super important just because, we can go ahead and go to the next page. Because like, in order for me to have a good weekend, I don't know if this is true for y'all. Saturdays are your favorite? Yeah, dude. Saturdays used to be my favorite too. But see, I don't know. I don't know if y'all have experienced this, but I think it's kind of for me like, have you ever gone on a trip and like as soon as you start on the trip, you're feeling sad because the trip is gonna end? Like Saturdays to me are great, but like past Saturday, like I don't know, at like maybe 1 or 2 p.m. I'm like, oh, I got Sunday scaries. I'm not trying to, and then I just start to fixate on what I got coming up the next week. All right, can we move on to the next one? So yeah, Saturdays are dope. I like Saturdays too. It's hard to beat a Thursday or a Friday. Sundays are the worst, the absolute worst. I don't even really mind Mondays. Wednesdays are mid. Oop. Wednesdays are mid. I really dislike Wednesdays for personal reasons. Boop, boop, boop. All right. That's another bag down. We got 9 more to go. Let's see. Guessing Saturdays are your favorite. Same. Anything I miss in the chat super significantly? Nah. We vibing. Let's go ahead and move on to the next build. If you're hanging out with us in the chat, don't forget to like the stream so that people can see it and we can continue to grow. And if you're new here, welcome. We haven't done this stuff a lot in the past, but we're definitely going to do it more now that we have a setup that is just built for that. Should we do a weekly stream? Give us a like if we should do a weekly stream. Can you hit us with the big man Blastoise? Say less, bro.
Big man Blastoise. Big man Blastoise.
You ask and ye shall receive, my guy. Back at it. All right. We're in bag number 40. How y'all vibing with the music? I'm a big fan of video game music. Sometimes, like, and don't get me wrong, like my main love is rap and R&B. But video game music I could just listen to all day. Especially Pokemon. Like Pacific Log Town specifically, like from Gen 3, burned into my ears. All right, let's go on to the next instruction. Fantastic. Beep beep. Da, 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 da. Cool. All right, we are cooking, boy. You know how like when you just get into the zone with a Lego set? Of course y'all do. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, now we're getting fancy. We got Technic pins going both ways. Love that. Shout out to Both Ways Cafe here in Seattle. Y'all didn't know it. We are based out in the 206. So if you're in the Seattle area and you ever want to just say what's good, hit your boy up. We're active over on Instagram. Well, the account is active. We haven't posted over there. We're gonna do a better job of posting to multi-platform. All right, let's go on to the next page. I love these colors. This is just like so Blastoise. So Blastoise. Okay. Oh, okay. So what we got going on now is I love these little pieces, by the way. They like are really useful for, let me see if I can get it to focus. These little guys, the nubs with like the little thing on the side, they're really good for like getting really good stud reversals. So I always pick up, like if I need to fill out a bricklink order with the seller to hit the minimum, there are a few pieces that I will just always pick up if they've got them, and those are one. Little pro tip, if you ever want to make sure that you're getting your money's worth on your bricklink order and not just like adding random stuff to hit the store's minimum, have a list of things that you always use. If you guys want to see what my list is, let us know. Drop us something down in the chat and let us know that you would want to see our list of what we order on bricklink to make sure that we hit our minimums. All right, we're going pretty quick through this one. As always, if you have any questions about upcoming content, past content, anything like that that you want to ask in the chat, feel free to do so. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like Pokemon, if you like Lego, if you like one of those things, if you like none of those things, if you like none of those things, this probably isn't the channel for you. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Boom. Okay. So, ooh, all right. Let me make sure I understand what we're doing here. We're gonna take this guy here. Boop. This guy right there. Boop. Bop, bop. All right. This is an interesting little assembly. So we're gonna put this to the side, and then we are going to. All right. I'm not really sure what the purpose of this guy is gonna be, but I am very curious. Because like right now we got a little like Technic assembly deal going on here. And we're gonna be using one of these guys to put it at the end here. And maybe it's gonna be like some kind of brace or something to, let's move on to the next page. Maybe it'll be a brace or something that'll like connect. Obviously it's gonna connect, but let's see. Okay. Then they want us to take one of these, a couple more. Oh, this is an interesting mix-up of Technic bricks. Boom, 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 boom. Nice. Do they want this and this? Nope. Okay, so we'll take this and put this here. Oh, okay, I see. Aha. I still don't understand what it's for, but I was able to do it. Let's see. Oh, okay, cool. So that, oh, okay. These are certainly going to be just like the upper chest. Right? Right? Is that crazy to think? Oh, okay. Oh, neat. I forgot that we even put a pin back there. I love when LEGO does stuff like that. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is where we're at. So, I got a feeling that this is either going to connect like this, or maybe like this. I don't know. I don't know. Why am I pretending to know? Why am I pretending to know? Can we go to the next page, please? Thank you. Alright. So we're gonna do another one of those dealies. Flip this around. That's fire. Okay. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Yep. We're just hanging out. If you're new to the stream, welcome. My name is Brandon. This is BKH Bricks, and we do stuff like this all the time, or at least we're going to start doing it more, because we want to. Okay, I feel like that. Oh, okay, cool. Nice. Okay, you can see we're starting to get that symmetry. When we hit the symmetry, we know we're in the zone. And so we're probably going to need to do the next page whenever you're ready. Thank you, sir. Shout out to my boy and business partner, man in the stream. Okay. All right. Ooh, I was getting a little carried away. Okay. And then we're gonna take this other one and put this here. We're rounding the bend on this bag, y'all. We're getting this bag. Okay. So then they're gonna want to take a couple more of these. We got a couple of 2x2. Uh-oh, we lost our cam. Hold on one second, y'all. That's strange. Will you grab another battery for our top cam? We're back. I just don't know how long we'll be back. Hold on. Sorry about that, y'all. We're grabbing another one right now. We'll be right back. Give us just one moment. For right now, we will switch to... Thank you. For some reason, it's just not delivering PD to the A73 or A7S3. We'll figure that out on the back end, though. There we go. All right, we're back up and running. Cool. Strange times, everybody. Strange times. Sorry about that short delay. Where were we? Okay. Okay. Wait. Oh, okay, cool. I had to turn that over. That makes sense to me now. All right. We're getting closer and closer to being done with the third bag. Boop, boop. Perfect. Ooh. How y'all doing today? What's the weather like where y'all are at? Is it cold? Is it rainy? Is it both? Is it sunny? That would be super lucky if somebody was in like some super sunny area. That would be mad jelly. Cool. Let's go on to the next page. All right. Yeah. Y'all also know that we are not a live stream first channel. We put a lot of production value into our like long form content and our short form content, but we also want to do more lives. So there's gonna be mistakes that happen on my part, especially. But we just appreciate y'all rocking with us. I feel like for us not to be long form, or excuse me, not to be streaming first, you know, we're out here, we're doing our thing, we're trying to make it happen. But who knows? Every streamer starts somewhere. Maybe we'll find that live streaming is our main thing that we want to do. We shall see. We shall see. Such beautiful music. Okay, I think we're ready to go on to the next one. Thank you. Dun, 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 dun. Yo. Like, how can you not be into that? It's just so inspiring. I love that music. All right, we're getting close. Boom. Boom. There's just something I like, hit a sensu bean or something like that when I get toward the end of a bag and I can just see the instructions and I'm like, oh, yep, I know where that goes, I know where that goes. Boom. Sometimes I make mistakes, but it's rare. All right, let's keep going. All right, we got this long axle. Okay, that goes in later, but we're gonna take this lavender piece. Wow. Boom. Boom. It's nice and lined up. Boom. And boom. Fantastic. Then we take this long axle, just slide that on in there. Cool. All right. I think that's it. Moving on to bag 41. Bag 41. All right. If you're just joining us, thanks for hanging out. We are in the middle of building the LEGO Blastoise, and we are doing pretty good. I would say that we got a little bit of space here. Let's zoom out a little bit so folks can see where we're at. Yeah, we're doing good. All right, so we're working on our next bag. I think this is our third bag. So without further ado, let's get that bag, bud. Okay. Oh, I didn't even open this other bag. If I say bag one more time. All right. So they're gonna give us a couple of these yellow axles. We'll use these with some of these axle lift arms and put them on either side. Always remember that whenever you see axles, like those are just gonna be mostly used for, especially in a build like this, like adding rigidity in places. Even though, like, for me, that's a little different because I came up on Bionicle, and axles are ways to make weapons and to connect arms and things like that. But as I've gotten, you know, better at building and probably utilizing more modern techniques, some would say, if you've watched any of our short form, yeah, we use axles for all sorts of stuff now, but mostly for adding rigidity. Let's see. I need another one of those pieces. Did I give that piece away too fast? I bet it's still in the bag. Let's see. Do you see what I did with that bag that I just opened? I feel like that's it. Are we missing a piece? we'll come back to it. Maybe I only need... Nope, I definitely need one. I'm sure it'll reveal itself. But we do need to find that one. I am missing one of these 1x1 axle with hole guys. Let's see. I know that I have a spare, but... Oh, found it. Yeah. When I get up and go look for a piece, that might not come back. My wife, because I used to build in our basement, and my wife would always say, hey, I'm gonna be right back after we'd be watching like TV or something together, and she'd be like, more pieces. I'm like, yeah, babe, more pieces. Oh man, shout out to my wife who deals with my antics. All right, let's go on to the next stage. Okay. You know, this is a really fun build. Like, it was almost lost to misadventure. Yes. Yes, it was almost lost. Eerie Phenom. Dun, 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 dun. Blasting off again. Okay. All right. Boom, boom. Okay. We're making some good progress. Like, I really am enjoying this build. If you like interesting builds with, like, strong techniques so that you can figure out how to use them in your own mocks, I think you're going to be really satisfied with this build right here. Oh, see, so that's also interesting, like, how you would use this axle, even if it's not necessarily, like, designed to like slide, because there's no hole here. If you see, if I can get this axle to come back out, there's no hole here. You can see like straight through it. So typically what I would think to do is to only use axles where there's an axle hole so that it's rigid. But what the instructions want you to do is to encapsulate it using a couple of slopes. Well, just one slope actually. But you see, then you still get the same rigidity with the piece being locked in place, and it doesn't even necessarily have to like be used with an axle hole element, which I think is super cool. I'm gonna give that I just think that's a cool technique. So whenever you hear that sound, or maybe one of something like that, that'll be a nice technique. All right, cool. So we're rocking and rolling. I think we're ready to go on to the next page. Boom, boom. Okay. Swoop. To whoop. All right, cool. We're going to throw in a couple of these black bar pieces. I'm sure that these are going to be used in accordance with some clips, or, you know, I could also be wrong about that, you know. I would love to be wrong about that, actually, so I can get a really good understanding for what we're doing. All right, we've been streaming for just over an hour. If you're joining us for the first time, hey, hello, hi. My name is Brandon, this is BKH Bricks, and we do stuff like this all the time. We'd love to have you. Consider subscribing. Cool, so we're gonna throw in some more brackets. This is getting really interesting, because now we're getting brackets with axles mixed in. Like, to be fair, like, I've built my fair share of, like, modern sets, and I haven't seen as many, like, various techniques to accomplish this shaping as I have here. So, like, I'm really into it. I'm really enjoying myself, and I think you will too. If you got the money to spend on this guy, I would still save it, unless you just really want the badges set, but I got a video coming out about the badges set in a little bit here. I got a secret for you. You don't need to buy this to get the badges set. You can actually build the badges set for a really affordable cost, and not spend the $150 that they're reselling for online. So yeah, even though this set says it's back ordered on LEGO, I'm pretty sure you can get this bad boy. Like, you could walk into any major city's LEGO store and get it. I know my personal LEGO store is located in South Seattle, and I went in there on launch day, and they had so many of these sets that they were sitting behind the desk, and just gobs and gobs and gobs of them, because they're expensive, right? And I think they will continue to sit, and I say all that to say that if you want to get this set, I would wait. You might be able to find it on sale. I'm going to get more of this set, definitely, and just keep it on ice. We can go to the next one. Keep it on ice. I'm gonna rock it. I'm gonna stock it. Make sure that it is all kept together. All right. We're rocking and rolling here. We are blazing through this bag. If you're still rocking with us, thank you. I appreciate it. Definitely want to get better at live streaming. Definitely want to figure out, like, what do people even, like, talk about on live streams? See, I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe I should just stop yapping and focus. Nah, we're here to yap. We're having a good time. Okay, boop, boop, boop. We're gonna flip this around here, flip this around there. That's so interesting. If you're rocking with us, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. We're happy to chat. Happy to chat. Who's your favorite Pokemon? Sign off, sound off, I guess. Who is your favorite Pokemon? Drop it down in the chat. Can't wait until this is edited down. Yes! It is definitely going to be edited down. It's gonna need to be. We're gonna be, man, this is gonna be silly. Boom. Thanks for joining us, by the way. So good to see you. Tessellations Nation. If I ever mispronounce y'all's name, just roast me in the chat and I will see it and I will try again. I may be better or worse, but yeah. Man, we are really cooking here. All right, we're ready for the next one. You can really start to see the shell of this guy form. This is really nice. I like what they're doing with this. Boom. Okay, we're back at it. Ooh. Womp womp. Womp womp. Womp womp. Oh, there we go. Boop. Yep. That. Yes, sir. Comics. Who's your favorite Pokemon? Who's your favorite Pokemon? Let us know. Let us know. Down in the chat. Boom. Yes, sir. All right. And boom. My favorite Pokemon is Breloom. I know that is like a super hot take, but there's just something about him being a grass raptor and a fighting type. Fighting is my favorite type. That's why we build so many fighting types. Oh, that's why we're gonna build so many fighting types on the channel. The next few builds are fighting types. All right. You want to go ahead and move on to the next one for me, Kingsley? Thank you. Beep, beep, beep. So we're going to flip this guy over. Oh, fancy. Okay. So we're going to take a couple of these 3 long tubes, and we are going to put them in the sides here. Boop. And then do we turn this? Ooh. This is nifty. Oh. Okay, wait. I don't think I understand. Oh, that's how they achieve the angle. That's gnarly. Wow. Okay, cool. That is why I love those moments in LEGO. And I bet that it'll be nice and snug too, if I can get that pin in. Nice, and you can see that big body Blastoise is starting to come together. Okay. Cool. Wow, and that's heavy. That's crazy. All right, cool. I'm excited to see the rest of this guy come together. I'm so hyped. Man, all right. If you're hyped too, make sure that you smash that. Oh, I can't even get the saying out. So then you're gonna take these 1x3 lift arms, and that's what's gonna like make sure that it's super rigid. That's nuts. That is so cool. Okay, cool. Let me stop gushing over the design of this thing. This is just showing me that I could be building so much more intricate things. Man, this is impressive. We're not even halfway through and I'm already like gushing over it. Let's go on to the next page. This is some cool stuff, y'all. All right. We lost. It might have just gone out from inactivity. There we go. Just get my instructions back up, y'all. Give me just a moment. Let's see. Make sure that the HDMI in the back is there. Let's see. There we go. It's projecting, it's just black. Let's see. That's so strange. There we go. Nice. All right. Cool, let's go on to the next page. I think we're good. Go back one just to be sure. Next one. Next one. That one. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So then we're going to take these pieces here. Okay. Oh, and then that's what locks it. Nifty. All right. Right on. We're cooking. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And then we're going to take these parts right here in accordance with the bottom. Oh, it's kind of an interesting stud reversal. I like that. It's not like a true stud reversal. You definitely have studs going in both directions, but it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. I'll take it. Everything and anything. What's going on? What's going on? Welcome, 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 welcome. We are streaming the Pokemon build of Blastoise, the one that came in the $650 set. That's what we're doing. We're about halfway through. Not even close. I just lied to you. I had a feeling that we were halfway through, but we're not. We got quite a few more bags, but you can see it's coming together. It's coming together. Cool. Let's move on to the next page. Oh, you can see, man, we really got to figure out how to do the, like progress bar, not the progress bar, but the instruction booklet, like cleanly on here. I think that would go hard, because then we can like really talk more about the, like techniques and stuff that we're seeing. But we'll get that going for next time. If you're new here, you're just vibing out with us, please don't forget to consider liking and subscribing so that the algorithm picks our stuff up. We've been very blessed with how much support we have received from our fellow builders everywhere. We are so thankful for all of your time that you have spent with us, learning with us, growing with us, learning the power of friendship along the way. All right, let's go on to the next one. Oh, you know what? I bet oh, cool. We're getting into the shell bits. Okay, wait, go back, because it probably said do this twice. Yeah, it said times 2. I should have been paying attention. I should have been paying attention. Oh, and then this will be able to rotate. That's clever. That's really clever how they did that. And you can see why these parts are important, because it provides some good spacing. They're rounded. See, man, LEGO designers are on another level. I don't know who they pulled exactly onto the Pokemon team, but they are cooking. They are definitely cooking. Yep. Almost there on this one. Big man Blastoise. Big man Blastoise. All right, we want the hole to be pointed outward. No, we want the hole to be pointed inward. There we go. Boop. Boop. And boom. Ooh. Right. All right, I think we're ready for the next one. Let's see. All right, cool. Ooh, I feel like we were supposed to, let's flip back through a couple of instructions. I feel like we're missing somewhere where I should have put this. Nope. Oh yeah, duh. Will this let me pull it off? Goes right there. Yeah, I should be able to. See, this is why it is important to check your work. Forgot to put in a slope. There we go. There we go. And then everything gets locked back into place from there. There we go. Sandwich all that down. Cool. Next bag. So we left off on bag 39 or 41. I think we're on 42 now. Let's go to the next instruction page for me. Bag 42. Who would have knew? Bars. All right. We are an hour in, and I would say that we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags. We're cooking. We're cooking. We got 5 bags left. I say we're about 5 bags Maybe like 4 bags in. Cool. Bag 42. Who are you? All right. Let's get coolin'. Let's get rolling. Boom, 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 boom. This is another one that's like burned into my ears. Like I love this song, especially like when I'm just like working around the house or like building in the studio or something like that. It's just bumping in my head the whole day. All right, let's go to the next page. We're cooking. I got my hands warmed up now. I got my hands warmed up. We're ready to go. Okay, let's see. So if you are just joining us for the first time, welcome. What's up? What's good? My name is Brandon. This is BKH Bricks. We build Pokemon. We build Bionicle revamps, Exoforce stuff. If you hadn't noticed, it's also Exoforce 25th anniversary. I hope LEGO does something cool for them. We need a new mech for Exo. Bring back Exoforce. If you're a LEGO fan, make them bring back Exoforce. There's a cool Exoforce revival project that's going on. I might have to enter that competition. I got some Exoforce builds that haven't even seen the light of day quite yet. Need to get some shine. Okay. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. Who we got in the chat? Gonna just see who's joining. Oh, that's crazy. Hello. What's going on, little L Bricks? I'm sorry, man. I had the chat going. I was not paying attention. Thank you for subbing, brother. I appreciate it. Little L Bricks just subbed, man. Thanks so much. That's so cool. I appreciate you. Let's get back at it. We appreciate it, man. We're still new to streaming, so forgive us. Forgive us. Oop. There we go. We're still new to live streaming, but we're gonna get better, I promise. We gotta figure out what we need to do to make sure that we don't miss important moments like that. There we go. There we go. That's what's up. I appreciate it, little J Bricks, little L Bricks, whichever one. My screen is small. All right, cool. So, back at the build. I think we're ready for the next page. Thank you. Boom. Boom. Let's see. Got a couple more. I can't remember if YouTube also has a feature where you can send a notification to your people that you're going live. I know that Instagram does that. If y'all know if YouTube does that, your technical name is actually Little Lego, by the way. Yo, Little Lego. Love that. Little Lego. Shout out to Little Lego for subbing. I sent you a notification. What's up? I had to change it January 1st, lol. No, I hear that. I hear that. Oh, cool. So it gave you a notification. Thanks for letting me know that. Appreciate getting to know that. Searching for these little pieces. I know that when we get into the details, it's going to be pretty insane with all of the various little things we're going to have to track down. All right, cool. We still got a couple more on this one. You can see all these little pieces off to the side here. Those are always a little tricky for me because I just get so excited. I don't want to wait to build. I want to just get at it. All right. There's got to, so I'm already noticing there's got to be something to lock. Oh, see, that's a weird connection point. Did I leave something out? I sure did. You can usually tell if you leave something out pretty easily if you just like check but also I was putting in a good amount of pressure on this part and it felt like it was giving and it just wasn't connecting properly. So I was like, they're gonna have to put some lockdown somewhere, and then it dawned on me like, oh, you probably left some studs out somewhere. And that's exactly what happened. Boom. Boom. Right on. Cool. All right. So we are just trucking along here. We're going to throw in a couple of brackets on the sides. This part is a little fiddly. I got to say, this is where the build is kind of slowing down in terms of appeal for me, but I know that the end result is going to be worth it. So I'm just trying to hang in there. And we do it for y'all. We do it because I know that y'all are going to appreciate it in the end. It's going to be so satisfying to see this guy like stood up. And I got plans for him, so we need to see what's up. Boop, boop, boop. Lightning McQueen Speed Champions. Because guess what? I found Mac Speed Champion scale on Rebrickable, and I'm going to be building it live later on. No way! That'll be pretty cool. We'll have to make sure that we check that out. We got to make sure that if we are around and done, that we're going to be there with you building that live. That's going to be fun. Let me know how that goes. All right, let's go on to the next page. All right, we're cooking. We're cooking. We're cooking. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. So we got 2 big bricks right here. And then we got... so King, it might be a smart idea to go ahead and grab a couple more of those spare batteries just in case these aren't pulling from PD. Excuse me. They should all be plugged up in that same area. Boop, boom. We're just protecting against any more snafus, y'all. It takes a lot to be able to live stream. Boop, boop. Cooking though, we've got our build, we got a good pacing going. Okay, it's picking up a little bit. Maybe I was too harsh. Maybe I was too harsh. It's a fun build still. I'm still having a good time. Ooh, these are my favorites. If you know why I use these pieces, you know. Drop it in the chat if you have any ideas. Drop it in the chat if you have any ideas why we love to see those pieces. Ooh, we gotta actually put these up in here. Let's see. Oh, okay, I see why they did like that. This is probably gonna be some type of support to slide into this part right here. But we'll see. I've been wrong before. Cool. Right on. So then we got to cap it off similarly to the last one. We've got 2 bricks exposed. And then... let's see... lock that down there. Okay, now we're getting locked down. Boom. Okay, we were going to pull up another couple of brackets to go on top of this. That's interesting. Okay, so another couple sets of these pyramid brackets. They're not pyramids, technically. The pyramid's from one angle. Bet. Let's do it. Okay, so then we're going to need this plate right here. We'll zoom in a little bit just so that we can get right in on the action. Okay, a couple of these white 3x3 plates followed up by a couple of magenta 1x3 plates, and that completes that page. Let's go on to the next one. I think we're good. Yep, perfect. All right. We're gonna throw in a couple of 1x2 tan bricks, and then we will cap all that off with a few of these curved plates. And the curved plates are gonna be facing, the like little slope part is gonna be facing toward us. We're missing one. There it is. We'll click that in. Bop, 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 boom. And then we're gonna click in a couple of these wedge tiles. These things are like so useful because they fit so well with like the Nexonite shield piece. If you've ever messed around with that, y'all probably know what I'm talking about. It's the same color as my hand, so it might be a little bit hard to see. There you go. Those pieces are so cool. They're so useful for good detailing. Oh yeah, this is probably my favorite song from the Pokemon video games. It's so sweet. Just so peaceful. Okay, we're throwing in a Bionicle hand socket. Good to see almost 30 years later that that piece is still kicking around. It has use to the LEGO company. All right, we're gonna throw in a Bionicle hand socket and we're gonna put one of these 1x3 bricks on either side. And then we are going to throw it in right here so that it matches up with that, those white plates that we put in from earlier. Then we're gonna follow that up with a 1x2 brick in tan. Kind of skipped a little bit of the step, but it's there. All right, let's go on to the next page. That completes that page. We're moving on to step 318. Step 318 is gonna have us add in a couple of these friction pins with ridges. We're gonna build 4 of them. And we're going to insert them, but not push them in fully. So yeah, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. This is 4. Boom. So what's going to be cool is that we're probably going to drop this on here like so. That's the final product. Oop. You see that we got a little clean clipped in. Here's the final product. So we're just going to slide that into these Technic pins and click those in on either side. And that'll give us kind of like the stomach area. This thing is really coming together. This thing is massive. Look how big this is, and we're not even like halfway through. All right, let's move on to step 320. We are an hour and 23 minutes in. Can you want to move on to the next one for me? Thank you. All right, so we're gonna click this up like this. We'll move this big body boy out of the way. We're gonna make up a small sub-assembly of plates. We got a couple of tan plates, this aqua plate, which is super nice color, love that color. We're gonna throw in some of these red plates. Again, LEGO uses these types of plates to show you exactly where things go so that you can understand the colors and not put them in the wrong spot. We're gonna take this whole assembly after we cap it off with a 2x4 tile, and then we're going to place it like right here, I believe. Nope, that's upside down. Ooh. We're gonna do it like that. Boom. That looks better. And you can see that it matches up nicely with his chest. I think this is gonna support the rest of the shell armor on the outside. All right, let's move on to step 321. Okay, cool. We're gonna kick things off with this inverted slope. We're gonna find one of these magenta modified bricks and then add in one of these 1x1 like little rotation, or not rotation, little curved bricks right there. Those are super useful for making joints and things like that too. We're gonna add in a black modified brick on the bottom in that orientation. And then we're going to take a magenta plate, clip that in. And then we're gonna take a brown plate and clip that in. Looks like it's gonna make an opportunity for a nifty little setup later. We'll put that right there. Put that in the wrong spot. So this looks like it's gonna be the side of his stomach, like his obliques. I think that's the right one. Isn't that the right word, obliques? Doctors, check me in the comments if that's incorrect. Or people who just know things about that kind of stuff. Oh, I did not. See, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, cool. So now that we've got that there, we're gonna throw in a 1x2 tile. And then we are going to throw in a 2x2 wedge plate. It's a little crooked right now, so let's see if we can't fix that. So those are supported by that, and then we're gonna put this curved slope right here, and then we're gonna cap everything off with one of these wedge tiles like this right here. And we've got this nice clean curvature that you can see that's probably gonna form Blastoise's obliques. Cool, let's move on to the next page. That's fantastic. Whoa. Did I build the right side? Oh yeah. Oh, that's surprising. Okay, that actually makes way more sense for it to go in like that. And so you can see this is going to supply some support without it even necessarily being connected. So you just go in like that, and that like brown plate is going to be supported by this, and so it just like slots in super nice, keeps that good curve, and it like adds a little bit of like natural variation, which I think is super cool. Good geometry, good math. Really like that. Really like that. All right, I'm sure we're going to be moving in to the next one. Oh, but to make sure that it's even more locked down, this is a cool technique. They're going to take one of these curved slopes and just put that down like that, and that's how you know you have it in the right place, that it's not going to go anywhere. That's pretty nifty. Cool. All right, let's move on to the next instruction page. Thank you. Ooh, okay, cool. Now we're getting into some Technic. We've got one of these multi-layer connectors. We're gonna put in an axle pin there, hit it with an orange number 4 connector, and then we're going to put it, let's make sure that's the number 4, yep. And then we're going to put a black pin into the number 4 connector, friction pin, and then we're gonna connect another number 4 connector. And if you didn't know, these connectors are called number 4s and things like that because they literally, let's see if we can get it to focus. Maybe not. They have a number 4 right there. I'll have to get the macro lens to show that. But, oop, we got that. We're gonna put in one of these long gray axles facing this way. I'm a little turned around. Oh, nope. Just put it on the wrong side. If y'all have been around for the channel, you know that I have to remove Lego with my teeth. It's a prerequisite. What else we got popping? Be right back. See you soon. Harvard, what's good? Managed to catch the stream during my lunch break. Enjoy building. What's up, Harvard? Y'all, Harvard has been the homie that's been helping us out with a lot of our designs on the channel for the past few months. He is a master. So make sure that y'all give my boy a shout out in the comments. He does a great job. All right. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. This is nice. All right, cool. We got that all locked in there. Boom. Very interesting assembly. So this is probably going to be for his arms. Back for a sec. Happy to have you back for as many seconds as you can be. So were we supposed to, oh yeah, so I actually left a piece out. Let's go ahead and pull that out. I got too excited about Harvard joining the stream. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna pop this back in like this. Oh yeah, okay. So I missed one of these red axles. Missed it. But now we are good. So this is definitely probably gonna be to support his arms. Let's see. Definitely, probably. Certainly, maybe. Okay. So let's get into there. Ooh. This can get super tricky. It's also like super hard to remember to like make sure that everything is like lined up on camera. Let's zoom out a little bit. Make sure you guys get as much angle as possible. There we go. Nice and adjusted. Okay, so this goes in here. Up. This is facing back like this. Ooh, now we're back on track. Yep. Ooh. He didn't like that type of connection. Oh, dang it. That makes way more sense. Sorry about that, y'all. So this is actually a part that has given me a little trouble, which is surprising. I normally can just fly through these types of things. All right, there we go. Now we are certain that that is incorrect. Well, incorrectly, not incorrect. Cool, let's go on to the next step. Right on, if you're still, if you're just joining, thanks so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Should we add a goal? Nah, let's not add. We'll do that later. Let's see. Chat is perfect. Cool. All right. Almost there. So now we're going to be doing the other side of the abs. And we're going to start off with another inverted slope. Turned this way. We're going to throw in a magenta brick like so. We're going to hit it with another one of these rounded plates right here. And then we're going to hit it with one of these 1x2 modified plates. Little snot brick action. We're going to cap these off with these 1x4 curved slopes. And then we are going to add in another magenta plate to hold everything in place on the bottom half, and a 1x2 plate to hold everything in place on the top portion. So when we do that, we're still going to have one of these pink snot parts exposed. After that, we're going to go in with a 2x2 wedge plate, and then a 1x2 plate, and then another curved slope. Very simple, very clean, very smooth. Simple and clean is the way that you're making me feel tonight. If you know where that's from, drop it in the chat. Of course you know where that's from. All right, and then we just slot it in there like we did last time. Perfect. And then we will also take another one of these curved 2x2 slopes, pop that in right there. Boom, boom. Very cool, very cool. All right. Ooh, I feel like we need to get a Cricketune sound effect just for funsies. I'll have to get all that programmed into the stream. Man, I feel like streaming is fun. Streaming is fun because we can just hang out and chat and talk. 135, we are in there. I'm back. What did you miss? Just this. Just all this, my guy. Just all this. And we're not even like, I feel it's gonna come together. It's gonna come together. Like it's a very bottom heavy big man down here. Let's go on to the next page. There we go. Oop. Okay, perfect. Actually, because I would have missed that. Sick. Okay. So now we're capping off the stomach. Okay, see, we're getting close now. I feel like so much of the build is the like midsection, which it's gotta be, right? Because he's a turtle. But it's gonna be so cool when we get into the head. I feel like what we try to do is build the heads first, and the reason that we do that first is because it gives you like the best connection to the thing. All right, let's keep going. And by connection, I mean like emotional connection. Like I think getting a really good head sculpt down first, which is why we even like brought Harvor on to help us out with that kind of stuff, is so important that like for me as a designer, I always want to start off with a build where we really nail the head. Because 9 times out of 10, that's going to be what we want you to see first. That's the eyes are the window to the soul, so to say. Okay, so with this one, it's like this. And then this other orange number 4 connector is like this. Hopefully we don't mess this up this time. Again, just need to make sure that I'm holding this on screen. If there's ever a point where I am not showing y'all something that you want to see, holler at me at the chat. I'm monitoring the chat. Not as good as I should be, but still pretty good. Feel like we've been keeping up. Yeah. All right. So we got that part locked in, I'm pretty sure at least. And so then we boop. Just like you're gonna boop that like button if you're new. Haha, get it? Right on. Great, cool. Now we're getting into some interesting green bits. We got a couple of slopes that we're gonna throw in. So these slopes are going to go right here to finish off this plane. I think this hand socket is gonna be used for the neck connection, which is gonna be super cool. Then we're gonna throw in a couple of these rounded bits. These round 1x1 bricks with holes, and then we're going to throw in these gray bricks here. Sick. These anti-slopes. And so then we're going to kind of give them a little bit of a collar, it looks like. We're going to throw in a couple of these wedge plates, like so. Lock down, very good. And then we're going to come in and lock everything else down with a couple of these 3x3 plates. and that's giving us a really good look. Let's move on to 330. All right, cool. Oh, so I've been really interested to see how they're going to do these arms. So this is interesting, and I'm really wondering what they're going to, like, why they're choosing to do it this way. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is hit this with some of these friction pins with studs on the other end, like open studs. Just make sure that they're facing the right way. And then they've got a couple of these orange like stoppers that they use on the bottom of like mech feet to make sure that they don't slide. And I think we do this twice, and then we slide this in. So this slides in like so. It probably is to just provide some rigidity. Oh, it gives you just a little bit of motion. Just a little bit. Let's go ahead and do the other one. We've got one. Ooh, see, did I do that correctly? Yeah, I did. Haha, tricked myself. Okay, so we're gonna put in another one of these red friction pins with stops. And then we are going to put these orange stoppers on the outer chest. These are another thing that I always get like a few of if I have the opportunity. Like I need to like flesh out a bricklink order. So we're gonna slide that in, and that I think is just gonna provide like some organic, like, you know, a little bit extra motion, a little bit extra, some. All right, let's move on to the next one. Oh snap! We just got to another bag. All right, let's keep cooking. This is really coming together. I'm having a blast. If you're having a blast too, make sure y'all hit that like button. All right, cool. We're moving on to bag 43. After this one, we only got 4 more bags, y'all. We only got 4 more bags. I think we'll probably be here for like maybe another hour. I think we can probably get through this in that time. Would that be something? 141. Sick. Okay. We're gonna set this big body boy off to the side. Actually, no, not yet. We still have to put these things on here. All right, and I think we double that up on each side. We're gonna need another 1x2 plate, and I think this is just gonna provide some good support for the neck later on. We've got one of these cool 1x4 arch bricks that goes right here. That's interesting because it's got like a little arch where I think something is gonna be able to come through. I don't know if it's gonna be the neck muscle, but it'll probably allow the neck to like bend at a certain angle. That's clever. All right, let's go on to the next page. Cool. We're gonna hit this with a 2x6 tile piece, and then we're gonna use a couple more wedges, a couple more wedge plates to round out his collar area. And yo, I gotta say, I'm really vibing with this. This is pretty fire. All right, cool. We have a curved brick. Here it is right here. It's just gonna sit on top. And then we've got a couple of wedge plates. Whoop. Got a wedge plate right here. And then we got a wedge plate right here. Boom. All right. Great. Fantastic. Let's move on to the next page. Okay. So we're going to throw in a couple of white wedge plates. Those are going to go on the ends here. I think those are going to be really important for like creating that crease around this collar. That white crease. Okay, we've got a couple of 1x2 double cheese slopes. A couple of 1x2 double cheese slopes, and then we've got like these cheesy corners. If you've never heard of a cheesy corner piece, now you have. Goes great with cheesy jokes. Okay, the other thing that we will need are a couple of these white wedge plates. Okay, I see kind of how they're building out the clavicle. The clavicle, so to say. Ah, okay, cool. And then we're going to take that bit there and put that piece. And then we're going to take... We're missing another wedge tile. I have a feeling I'm overlooking it, but... Aha. It was hiding. Masquerading as a blue piece. Okay, then we're gonna throw in a couple more white tile portions. Fantastic. I think we're ready to move on to the next one. Thanks so much. Ooh, okay, now these are getting kind of fancy. So we're gonna take, they gave us these two like massive circular elements. So these are going to form the like rims of Blastoise's arms. So we're gonna start off with one of these circle elements. We're gonna do this times 2. So I'm gonna do it in 2's real time. Is that a deformed piece? Nope. Put that over there. I'm gonna put another one right here. Very good. And then we hit it with one of these gray circles. Very good. Another gray circle. Very good. And then we're going to tile it off with some of these curved tile pieces. 4 of them would form a circle. There we go. 4 of them would form another circle. Boop. Yada boop. Skidamooch. Bada boop. Alright, cool. So then we're going to come at it with a couple of green, or not green, orange circles. And then we're going to surround them with these blue tiles. This blue really is a perfect color for Blastoise. He's like kind of a sandy blue. Like sand blue would have also been super interesting. You know, somebody's got to do it. It might not necessarily be me, but somebody's got to do it. I think I might have to build shiny versions of these if I can. Blastoise I feel like would be easy because he's just a color swap. More so than anything. But Venusaur would be difficult because they don't make a ton of parts in lime green. And Charizard would probably be the easiest. It's just black. Oh, okay. So now I understand what these studs are for. When we slide these in, they're gonna like interlock. So the red studs on the outside here are gonna catch these. Like these techniques are fire. Like say what you will about the price, but if you're trying to really learn how to build Lego and like how to build Lego well, buying some of these bigger sets is where you're gonna get all sorts of things. Kind of looks like a face with some eyes. All right, we're doing pretty well. Okay, let's go on to the next step. Fantastic. Just a friendly reminder to subscribe if you haven't already. We would love to have you. We do stuff like this all the time. Oh, sick. Now we're going to start building his arms. So I was super interested how these were going to connect. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Boom, boom. Set this guy here for right now. Okay. We're going to start off with a 2x2 plate and throw in a couple of these interesting looking curved pieces. Those pieces are going to go on the bottom to round out the shape. Then we're going to throw in a ball plate followed up by a 1x2 plate. Looks like this is going to be a double ball connection. So in order to connect that second ball, but more importantly connect that axle, we're going to have some axle bricks in the middle here, and we're going to encapsulate those axle bricks with some 1x2 bricks of the standard variety to get the right color. And then we're going to add in another one of these ball plates, the vertical one, another 1x2 brick. Then we're going to throw in a wedge plate. Yo, welcome back, little bricks. Welcome back, little Lego. Good to see you. Oh, before we even do that, we need to add in these top bits, these curved modified pieces. I don't even know. I usually know the piece category for these. I don't know what this is. I think it's a curved modified brick, something like that. Boom, 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 boom. All right, and then we're gonna throw in a 1x2 brick here. Sick. And then we just slide that bad boy on. Right on. Okay, now it's starting to look like a Blastoise, y'all. It's starting to look like a big body Blastoise. Big man Blastoise. All right, let's move on to the next instruction portion. Oh, okay, we're gonna go ahead and make his claw, it looks like. So we're gonna grab a socket plate that's gonna match up nicely with the ball plate that we just had a moment ago. Then we are going to throw in one of these 1x2 modified bricks. Oh, that's an interesting technique that they're gonna do. I think this is gonna be used for the claw, but I could be wrong. You'll just have to stay tuned to find out. Won't be that long, but we're trucking along. All right, so then we're going to take this guy right here, pop that in. Then we'll take this guy right here, pop this in. Boom, boom. All right. And then okay, then we'll take a 1x2 portion right here. Shout out anyone that says my name. Oh, sick. Right on. Okay, and we've got that all lined up. Then we're gonna go in with a clip. Oop. And we're gonna go into this piece right here. 1 by 1. All right, I think we're ready for the next one. Next page for me. Thank you. All right. Oh, so interesting. Okay, so we're gonna place a bracket on the outside here. Cap it off with a couple of Lego bits, little circular ones. Okay, round plates with holes. Okay, then we're gonna cap this backside off with a 2x3 plate. We're gonna hit this up with a curved, like a half circle brick or a half circle tile, and boom. Okay, okay. I could see what they were going for. I think it's a good. I think it's a good representation of its arm. I think it's a good representation of its arm. I would have done it differently, but I don't work at LEGO. But you know, yeah, I could see it. That might be, in this context, the best way that they could have done it. Especially for a more display model than a play model. But you can see his, you get a little bit of motion. You don't get any, like, rotation here, which I can understand why. But this, I mean, it feels sturdy. You get a little bit. This is cool. This is cool. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Let's go on to the next one. I'm sure we'll build this left arm now. Or the right arm, I guess. Wait. No, it's the left arm. Okay, cool. So we're gonna copy the same build sequence that we did last time with these curved slopes and plates. We are going to throw in a gray ball brick. Follow that up with a 1x2 plate. Then we're going to put in the same axle bricks for the connection. Connection on this side, connection on this side. Connection on this side. Another ball brick, another 1x2 plate. Running in. A couple more of those weird curved points. Beep, beep, beep. There we go. Nice. Move like this. Placed like that. Like this. Alright, cool. I think we're ready for the next one. Thank you so much. Nice. We're nice and locked in. You can see we're making some good progress. Yeah, these hands are super complicated. I don't know if I would have built them like this. It just seems to me like whoever designed this set did a great job. Again, no shade. This is fire. It's just this particular hand bit just seems overly complicated, if I dare say. If I do say so myself. We're going to go in with another socket. Then we're going to throw in a bracket. Then we're going to throw in a 1x1 plate here. If you're just joining us, welcome. It was so good to see y'all. Let's see. Welcome to Eric Franco. Blastoise base set with friends. Help me get Gyarados B-Day present for my nephew. Love that. BKH, I have a question. I'm planning to dismantle 2 of my mocks and make a dragon out of them. Should I start now? It's kind of late though, or in the weekend. Man, are you inspired? That's my question that I always ask myself, because I always think like, okay, I have a bad habit of starting a build and then letting it consume me for a couple of days. Like, I could have like plans with friends. I can have like, you know, a lot of really important stuff. And I'm an extrovert. I like to be out and about with people. But if there's something on my mind, if I've got Lego on my mind, I am liable to cancel on you. I love it that much. So if I were you, I would say, if you have driving inspiration to get something done, only dismantle it. Let's move on to the next page. Only start dismantling tonight if you are confident that you can get a portion of your build done. You know what I mean? If you can't reasonably do that, I would wait till you have a more solid chunk of time to build. Because what's going to potentially like mess up your early process is like getting frustrated and then losing momentum, and not ending the night with something accomplished. Now you might be different than me. That's possible. I'm certain that you're different than me. But if you're watching this channel and you arrived here, I think that we probably have similar traits as builders. So I would definitely probably go with the idea of ensuring that, you know, you can get to a stopping point and feel satisfied. Look at those arms. Now he's really starting to look like... Had to do it to him. Doot, doot. All right, now we're back. Okay, cool. Let's zoom out a little bit. I hope that helps, bud. A Gyarados B-Day present for your nephew. Yeah, so I think Mega Bloks actually makes a Gyarados set. I don't know if it's still in production just because they've lost the license. And Pokemon has it now. Let's go on to the next page. So you could do that, or, you know, is your nephew into Pokemon cards at all? Because there's some great Gyarados cards out there that you could get for them. I would need some more information. Yeah, I'll probably start this Saturday. My cousin is going to be in tomorrow and on the weekends, and he usually doesn't come, which means I have more alone time on Saturday. Ooh, that's the opportunity. Yeah, I would wait and do it when you have more time to build. And this gives you an opportunity to give some thought to what you want to do. Let's move on to the next page. One of the biggest things that I've had to learn as a builder is how to not sometimes, right? Like how to really keep myself from going down a path that may or may not work out. Sometimes it's too hard. Sometimes I have to be able to see it through just to see if I test it. But I've also had to learn very, very hard lessons about, like, you know what? I shouldn't have spent this much time on this particular aspect. Okay. We got another macaroni piece. So we need to do this twice. You can see we're getting into the rim of the shell here. We're just about to hit 2 hours on stream. That's crazy. That's crazy. The last time we streamed, like an actual build, oh nice, you can see the shell coming together, was when we built Kitangu. And I think that was for, was that 5,000? Or was it 10? I can't remember. It was either 5 or 10,000. Pretty sure it was, it must have been 10. Certainly it was 10. And that feels like so long ago. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we need one more of these. And boom. All right. Cool. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, this is the upper part of the shell. How do they want us to connect that? They just want us to sit it here? Oh. I don't think I understand. Let's see. Oh, it sits in the back. Oh, it goes around like that. Right? Yeah. That's nifty. That's tricky. Oh, I just need to flare these guys out. Okay, there's that one. I guess that will line up at the angle that it's supposed to be. That's clever, because then you know you have the right angle. Wow. Nice. You can really start to see the curvature. This is going to be fire. I was super skeptical. I knew they were going to be good, but I didn't know that they were going to be this good. This is drippy. This is drippy. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's see what else we got. We're moving on to the next bag. We're moving on to the next bag. Got 5 bags left. I think we can get through this in another hour. That'll be 3 hours on stream. I think that's a pretty good amount of time. Let's try to set a goal. Let's set a goal. We're gonna be done with this in an hour. That would be crazy. That would be crazy if we were able to pull that off. All right, let's move on to the very next page. This one? Okay, cool. Looks like we're gonna be working on the feet now. Okay, so we're gonna dive right in, get this plastic out of the way. We are going to dive right in. We're looking for a 1x2 plate. And then we're going to hit it up with a couple of these round bricks right here. Zoom back in. Next time, we will use a 24 to 105, which means you'll be able to see way more detail in some of this stuff. What you got? Cool. Boom, boom. We'll hit it with this right here. A couple of 1x1 plates. Then we are going to dive right in with a couple more brackets. This is a bracket heavy build. Let's move on to the next page, please. Fantastic. Now we're gonna hit it with these green brackets on top. Again, we have all these different colors so that you can really see what's going down. Okay, we're going to, does it want us, it doesn't want, okay, I thought it wanted us to like turn it, the instructions make it look kind of funky. I'm gonna pop in here with a couple more semicircles, or quarter circles, and then we're going to hit it with a half circle jumper, right here, in this portion. Interestingly, we are going to place on top a 1x2 snot brick with studs on one side. Do that just like that, and then hit it with another white 1x2 plate on top. Then we're gonna make a small sub-assembly that is made on the base of a 2x6 plate. Then we're gonna throw on top a 2x4 plate. We're gonna hit it with one of these. One of those. Oh, there it is. One of these modified Technic brick plate things. And then we're going to put in a 2x3 plate. And then on top of that, we'll put in a 2x4 plate. Okay, oh, okay, nifty. Okay, so that part in the back is to provide a little bit of stability. That's a cool way to do that. I like that. It gives you a nice curvature too. Okay, cool. Let's move on to the next page. Cool. So we've got another sub-assembly coming. We're going to use one of these bar plates, followed up by a 1x2 plate. Then we'll hit it with one of these rounded portions again. Then we will come right back around with a azure cheese slope. Then we'll follow that up with a 1x3 slope brick. Right here, slope tile. Got to throw in a green rounded stud and then one of these right here. This is going to make the side of the foot. We're going to make this twice. So that's one. I'm going to hit it up once more with this guy right here, this guy right here, another one of these, another rounded tile, or excuse me, another rounded plate. A brick right there, and no. Let's see. Boom. Okay, so we got those two pieces made. Love that for us. We're gonna throw in a slope on either side. After this bag, we'll take some questions from chat if there are any, and if not, we'll keep it rolling. All right, cool. Boom. Let me get a sip of water real quick. Ooh, these lights are hot, boy. Ooh, back in action. All right. So this is what the foot looks like so far. We're gonna get one of these cool bracketed plates. These are good for stud reversals and things like that. And then we'll follow that up. Here, let's put this a little bit. Woo, no. Saved it. Chest bump. Boom. All right. 1x2 plate. And then we'll do curved inverted slope. One plate here, another one there. Excuse me. So we need to build up the top just a tad with another 1x1 plate. Boom. Nice. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Sandwich all this together. Sweet. Okay. Not sure how that's going to go. Let's go on to the next one. Oh, okay, cool. So we're going to take this and... Oh, does it want it to be like that? Oh. We'll do whatever you like. Okay, that's an interesting way to accomplish that. Will you go back one step for me? Nope, we're good. Okay. So that looks like it goes in the middle, maybe? How far back? Oh, quite a bit back. Okay, cool. There we go. That's a really interesting way to do that. Okay. Let's try to keep it locked in. Okay, so we're gonna add a couple of rims. Similarly, that must be missing something. That is not holding in super. Oh, it'll hold in better when we put it over there. Okay, I see where we're going with this. I'm picking up what you're laying down. We're gonna put in a couple more semicircles and a semicircle stud jumper piece. We're gonna throw in one of these yellow pieces right here. It's also like super important to mix up the colors in these builds so that you can like see what's happening. So now that's a really clever way to like achieve the shaping necessary for this to like all lock into place. There you go. And now you can see that like everything is like nice and flush. You've got your accommodating brick down here for the base that will get built at some point. But yeah, it's just clever. It's just clever. I think this design is worth the money. I can't say for sure if the entire set is yet because I haven't built it, but we'll get around to it. All right, let's go on to the next page. The foot's coming along, y'all. The foot is coming along. And you're also coming along on a journey. A journey to figure out, is this going to be worth the time and effort? I think it will be. I know that I've already learned some really good techniques. Now, do I remember those techniques? I'm gonna have to go back and look at the books for that. That's why I keep all my Lego instructions. But even if you don't buy the set, if you didn't already know, you can get the instructions for free online. You can build the set yourself over time if you really wanted to. Just take your time and collect all the pieces, especially if you don't want the entire set. Like, that's one way to really think about it. If you don't want the entire set, the pieces and the parts lists are available online. Lego, they kind of want you to check that out, you know? Now, would you get the box and all that? No, but just the box. That's a neat foot. That's a cool foot. Gotta say, that's a good foot design. I see how they did that and why they did that like that. I really like that. All right, cool. So we are going to be working on the upper. You don't need to change it quite yet, but we will be there soon. Okay, so we have a couple of gray 1x4 tiles at the bottom here. Boop, boop, boop. And then we're gonna hit it with a couple of these tiles, or excuse, these plates in light nougat. It's interesting that you get like toe articulation, which is weird, but I'll take it. I'll take articulation wherever I can get it. Boom. I am not complaining. Just saying that it is interesting. Whoop. Okay. Pile that up here. Boom. Pile this right there. So we got a mix of snot bricks here that I think is going to be really critical in covering up this guy with extra tiling. Come on. Oh, I should have done that differently. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's see, we got Franco ahead of LEGO production PSA 10 slabs and sets. Yes. Yes. I have noticed more and more sets use 2/3 high bricks lately. Yeah, they are. They are. I mean, they're a really clever part. Those 2/3 high bricks, like, just make some math achievable that wouldn't necessarily be otherwise. And it's like, they're so useful. Like, I use them a lot in my mocks, especially to achieve motion in ways that I just wouldn't have been able to. But yeah, like, just building this set has given me such an understanding for how to use them properly. All right, King, you want to move on to the next one? Perfect, thank you. All right, let's see. Simple sub-assembly for this. Oop. Curved plates on the sides. Boom. I really like how this is coming together. Can't say that enough. If the other builds are this good, I'm really excited for Venusaur. I think I'm most interested by Venusaur. I feel like I understand how Charizard is built, and I do not understand how Venusaur is done. But I'm excited to find out. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. The whole poison point. Little Pokemon joke for all you true fans out there. All right. Boom, another 2/3 hybrid. If you, like, this would be a silly reason to buy this set, but if you just wanted to get a buttload of 2/3 high bricks, this is not a bad way to go about it. You get a ton of them. A literal ton. Let's see, not a literal ton. That'd be a lot of those bricks. 1x1 plate. Boom. Sheesh. Okay, cool. Let's move on to the next page. How we doing out there? We still holding strong? We holding strong? We got some fluctuating users out here. We're out here. We got a few people rocking and socking with us. This is great. Oh, cool. Now we're getting into my favorite part, the joints. Oh, gotta do it till you hear that click. We're gonna put that guy right here in this orientation. Boom. Okay. And then we're gonna put this red 2x3 plate here. I should have made the sub-assembly first, but that's okay. Boop. We'll give him some knee cartilage. And then we got a little bit of hinge plate action going on right here. Bop, bop, boom. Cool. And then we're gonna stack up some more bricks. Brick in sick, okay. Oh, I got ahead of myself. I wasn't supposed to put those parts there. We'll see. I have a feeling that they're supposed to be there. I could be wrong though. We'll see. Okay, we got that part there. We got this part here. Sweet, sweet. Let's move on to the next page. Yeah, I got ahead of myself. Just by a little bit though. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new here. Have you ever watched Starters by Movie Unleashers? No, I haven't. I need to check that out. Is it funny? Is it funny or is it like something just like entertaining, like cool to watch? Like, I'll be like, oh dang, that's awesome. I have not seen that. All right. We're locking in here. Boop, 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 boop. It's like South Park with Pokemon. Sign me up. Checking that out later. Sign me up. South Park but Pokemon. Love that. You know, now that you mention it, maybe I have seen it. I know when the Kendrick and Drake beef was popping off, there were a lot of those like crypt walking Piplups, and that sent me. That sent me. Okay, so then we'll throw in one of these guys around the front. Okay, we're ready for the next instruction. This is a fun knee design. I'm gonna get it funny. Wow. Somebody should take my cameras away. That was terrible. Let's see. Boop. Great. Oh, we gotta flip that up. Okay. We're ready for, oh, not ready for the next one. Got ahead of myself again. I'm just so excited. We're like, we're so close, y'all. This has definitely been a crazy build so far. I can't wait to get into that head sculpt. It's gonna be so satisfying. Okay. All right, I think we're ready for the next one. Cool. We're rounding the corner on this bag. Whoop. Okay. Then we got the red one. And then this blue wedge plate. We have a 1x2 plate and then another blue wedge plate. Got one of these, one of those, a couple of these. Oh, okay, so that's how they're gonna do the covering for the front of the foot. Oh, nice. That's a lot of attention to detail. That's a nice little sub-assembly. And then we just put it in like that. Oh, nice. Okay. Wait, no, that's not how we do it. We put it in on top and then fold it down, and that's how we do it. Okay. That's neat. That's neat. Let's go to the next page. All right, cool. So we got our first leg in. Dang. So we do get a little articulation. This is starting to look like a Blastoise. Look at that. Look at that. That's crazy. All right. Look at us go. I'm super happy with this. This is going to be a dense build. Just to give you guys some perspective, like this thing is going to be massive. Oh my gosh, I'll have to find something for scale. Okay, cool. We'll put this off to the side and dive into another bag. Friends. Will you see if I put 47 in that over there? Friends, we are getting close. We only have like a few more bags left together, but not a lot of time. We gotta get this done in 45 minutes. Are we gonna be able to do this? Smash that like button if you're gonna do this. Oh, let's see. Haynes Animates. Hey man, just have to say I'm a huge fan of your system Bionicle builds. The way you approach them is so fresh. Yo, thanks so much, buddy. I appreciate that. Thanks for giving us the shine, man. That's really dope of you to say. Thank you so much. That's rad. All right. Oh, I missed a part. Yeah, so the system Bionicle stuff, we're definitely going to be bringing it back. I just needed to take a break because and to be fair, like, I've got so much Bionicle and Exoforce stuff that I have built and just haven't shown off yet because I'm trying to follow my inspiration. Let's go to the next page. And I'm just really drawn to Pokemon right now. And I've got like maybe 10 or like at least 9 or 10 Pokemon builds that are just in the queue. And so we're going to do Pokemon for a little while and then we're right back on Bionicle and all sorts of other stuff. So stick around. But thanks so much for the high praise. That means a lot coming from you. All right, so we're diving into bag 45. We're going to start off with a 1x2 plate. Boop-a-da-bup-bup. And we're going to throw in a couple more of those 2/3 high bricks and cap that off with a white 1x2 plate. Then we're going to double up that white 1x2 plate and then add in a couple of brackets on either side. Got this little sub-assembly going, very similar to last time. Let's move on to the next page. Wow. Okay, so then we're going to continue on this journey and throw in a couple of green plates that'll get locked down later. And then we're going to throw in one of these azure semicircles. Sweet. After that, we will add in one of these rounded jumper johns. And then we are going to put in a couple of these curved semicircles. Sick. Next, we'll throw in one of those snot bricks with a white 1x2 plate on top. Sweet. Have you considered making a Makuta build when you have time again for Bionicle, of course? Yes. I started a Makuta build and realized that, so this is something that I have had to learn as a builder, to know when I have reached my ability to make something that looks good. It took me a while to really nail in my vibe for the Toa builds, and I have started on Makuta many times. I have a build that I could show. It's just not very good. It's not very good, and I started it over a year ago. And I knew that I was going to need like a little bit of a palette cleanser and then come back to it. Cause like I was just making it because I wanted to keep it in the series. I thought that, you know, it would be the natural progression of things. But one of the things that I had to learn as like a builder and an artist is when to just not put something out if it's not good enough. And, you know, I always preach against this in some ways in terms of like, you know, a lot of times we're too hard on ourselves as builders. Like, we definitely could, let's move on to the next page of instructions. We definitely could be putting stuff out that, you know, we're too hard judges on ourselves for before we want to put things out. But the Makuta build, I just know that I can do better. And I think that I'm like, again, I think I've leveled up at least twice since I've started the Bionicle project in terms of like how I understand Lego, the quality of the things that I'm putting together. And so it's almost time. I'm not quite there in terms of the skill set that I want to be able to do it and to do it well, but we definitely will be revisiting Bionicle. Especially Makuta, and especially like so many of the Titans too. Like I want to get into the Nuva. Harver and I were working on some of the Nuva designs together, and then we just decided to put them on ice. Harver's got some crazy Nuva designs that I'm really excited for him to show y'all what those look like. Harver is really killing it. His design skills there are really, really good. But yeah, we will definitely be building a Makuta. I just want to get better at Lego first. And it's been a big lesson for me to learn to just not, you know, if I don't feel like it's ready to go out, it didn't need to go out. But thank you for being interested, and thank you for asking the question, dude. All right. So we are just trucking along on these toes again. Feels good to be back on these toes again. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Okay, wait, hold up. Up. Boom. Yes. Okay. Boom. All right. So we're just gonna, not yet though. Let's go on to the next page. Thank you. Place this right here. I'm gonna set that to the side because that was annoying the heck out of me last time. We're flying through these now. I think the rest of the bags are gonna be pretty easy to accomplish. Boop. Boop. We'll throw in another jumper with another one of these bracket pieces right here. Let's make sure that I got everything. Everything looks clean. If I did that the right way, I'm pretty sure I did. Ooh, nope, I gotta turn that around. Good thing I checked. Because it needs to be opposite. Needs to be opposite. Boom. Okay, what else we got? I'm really looking forward to when you get around to them. Your build style really has me feeling like it's what a possible Gen 3 could look like in Lego if they released it. That's my whole game. That is my whole game. My whole thing is like, you know, if Lego won't do it, then it's just up to us. Like, I get it. They're focused. They're a different company than they were in the 2000s. And it's like, you know, we as builders could either be like, Lego, please update Bionicle, or we could just do it ourselves. And if you are, you know, and we have given a lot of thought of like, what if we release these sets? Like, not just the instructions. Like, what if we released actual limited runs of the sets? Like, especially for the Toa that kicked off this whole thing, this whole channel of ours. Let's move on to the next page. Maybe we do like a limited run, like we order the parts and do 10 sets and do pre-orders and do custom packaging like we've done for some other builds and things like that. So if you'd be interested in that, you know, drop us a comment saying that you'd be interested in pre-ordering one of a very limited batch of sets. Incredibly limited. I don't think we would have the capacity to do more than maybe 10, maximum 20 packed. And they would need to be pre-orders, and we would have to fulfill them and like get all the parts and stuff. So, yep. If you'd be interested in that, let us know. We'd be more than happy to explore it. But yeah, I think we gotta take it into our own hands. Lego, that's the whole point, and I'm sure that's what Lego was thinking too. Is that, look, we gave y'all the tools. Like, if you want Bionicle so bad, go build it. Go build it. And I'm happy to make some money off of it. I'm happy to do some custom sets and sell a revitalized version. Because especially if you could, like, find somebody that could do really good, updated, like, resin casts or 3D prints of the masks, I think it would be a really fun project. Maybe we'll do that. We'll have to talk about that after we get off stream. See what's possible. We're just looking for a slope now. 1x2 slope. Let's see. 1x2 upsy doozy. Okay, there we go. The other part of the foot. Yeah. Get in there. Get in there. All right, cool. Then we got to start building up this next section, which is going to be a couple of jumpers. Again, make sure that's all on there nice and tight. There we go. That wedged in a little bit more. Cool. So we're doing that, and then we're going to throw in a couple of 1x4 plates. 100% agree. Community is so talented. We are the ones who carry the world and story forward. How often do you get the Bionicle Dream trademark? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's so funny. That's so funny. Man. We'll have to come up with a different name because we wouldn't be able to sell it under Bionicle, I guess. But we could sell it as like Fire Warrior. Oh man. Okay, cool. So we'll put this here. Oh, missed a step. Uh-oh. We'll have to have a sound effect for when I miss a step. What did we... Oh, okay, yeah. Are you guys excited for the 30th anniversary for Pokemon? Who's hyped for Wind and Waves? I'm hyped for Wind and Waves. We gotta learn how to do polls so that we can ask people to vote on things in the stream. We'll make that project happen a little later. But I'm excited for Wind and Waves. I was initially, you know, I'm not even gonna lie. I never had a problem. I have two hot takes. One, let's move on to the next page. My first hot take is that Brout as a starter has grown on me a lot. I love Brout. I love the eyebrows. I'm into it. The internet has made me love Brout. I feel like we just needed time. Look, there's only so many ways that you can make a baby bird. I'm more concerned about what it's going to evolve into. And how do we get that figured out? What is it going to become? But I think, you know, because originally I was all Team Gekwa. I was Gekwa all day. But now that I see Brout, I'm kind of changing my opinion. I'm changing the tune that I'm singing. Let's move on to the next page. I think Brout is underrated. I think Brout is really going to end up being a lot of people's favorites. I think Brout is going to end up being a lot of people's choice. And, you know, I like Pom Bomb. I thought his name was Pom Bomb, but it's not. It's Bon. And so I'm a little less excited about it because I thought that, you know, Big Dog Go Boom. But unfortunately, that's not what it's gonna be. I still think it's gonna be Fire. Get it? Fire. We need to get a rim shot sound effect. Oh man. But I think that they're all gonna be great. What if they all stay on 4 legs? You know what I'm saying? What if they all decide to stay on 4 legs? Even if they only have 2 right now. 4-legged bird? 4-legged Brout? Gen 5 confirm? Nah, you guys don't know anything about that. I am an original citizen of the internet. I am an OG. And by OG, I mean old. Not original, old. I'm really curious about the new game. How do you feel about the new starters? Bro, I think they're great. I don't think they're 3 for 3 yet. I'm not a big Pomeranian guy. My family had a Pomeranian as a kid. I was a baby. And the dog's name was Baby, coincidentally. So I don't remember the dog. Let's keep going. I just don't. I'm not a fan of Pomeranians. It would probably evolve into something cool. Fire Fairy is a much needed type in the game. I think I'm not an insider with Pokemon by any means, but I got a strong feeling that thing's gonna end up as a Fire Fairy type, and it's gonna stay on all 4s. I think Brout is so underrated because, like, if you look at its feet, they look like the little like stars or the little spikes that ninjas used to throw to step on them, like the iron barb traps. I think that it's going to either be grass steel, which would suck, or grass fighting, which would be rad. I think it's got a potential for grass dark, but anything besides grass fighting, I mean, they're all terrible typings because grass fighting has a 4 times weakness to flying, grass steel has a 4 times weakness to fire. So I think they're all going to be bad, but I kind of want it to be grass fighting. My favorite type is fighting. I would be a fighting type gym leader if I could. Spoiler alert, we might be having a series on the channel related to that in some way. But yeah, I just think that it is going to be a great game. My other hot take is that I want them to take as long as they need. Sure, was I disappointed when I found out that it was going to not release in 2026? Of course I was. But then immediately I was like, you know what, that's fine. If you're gonna wait, if you're gonna take your time and do it, take your time and do it right. Just do it right. I'm not in a rush. I got plenty of Pokemon stuff to entertain me. I picked up an Ein Thor recently. Indigo League champ, new Pokemon games better for Chicos. Yeah. Like that. So, yeah. Can we go on to the next one? If you haven't, like, so here's the other thing. Like, I am always down to be, like, in the middle of a Pokemon game and be in the middle of several Pokemon games if I need to be. I recently picked up this, like, Android handheld thing called an Ein Thor. I splurged and got the max version. That thing has been so fun because I really like to play Pokemon ROM hacks. I think the fans are out here telling really good stories. Have you seen the new Eevee minifig scale piece? It's pretty sick. No, I haven't. Man, I gotta get a computer screen hooked up to this so that we can, like, look stuff up in real time. I haven't seen that. Oh, I put something in the wrong spot. What did I do? Let's see. Nope, that's where it needs to be. Oh, it's right here. Duh, I'm good. The new Eevee minifig scale piece. Let's move on to the next one. I need to check that out. What could that be? There's a leak on Reddit's LEGO Leaks if anyone's interested. Yeah, we'll check that out. LEGO Leaks. I don't support leaks. Lego, if you're watching, I consume them. But we're not gonna tell y'all where to find them. But what y'all do in the chat, that's y'all's business. I love it. I'm just trying to provide a space. But if y'all leaked it, I'm gonna look at that. I'm sorry. Sorry, Lego. I'm gonna look at it. It's not my fault y'all leaked it. It's not my fault. Don't blame me. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Cool. Yo, look at that. We got another little stubby little shin. And insert. Boom. Oh, guys. Chat. Peep game. Peep game. This is crazy. This is crazy, yo. This is so dope. Look at that. We are so close, yet so far away. So close, yet so far away.
Big man Blastoise, big man Blastoise.
Had to do it to him. Had to do it to him. All right, cool. Let's dive in. I think we just really we got 4 bags left, team. We're rounding the bend. I think saying that we were gonna get done in 3 hours was a little ambitious. I gotta admit. I don't know how long we would have been here if I decided to do the base as well. Who we got in the chat? I Am Omega is back. Stutson Studios is making his own Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Megazord out of garbage. He made 4 out of the 5 already. What? Oh, is that the guy that like mixes all the like trash together and he makes like, I think I've seen him make Zords and things. That's pretty rad. That guy's cool. I think I know what you're talking about. Let's see, Eric Franco, PSA 10 slabs for my nephew. Maybe I keep 2. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I love getting Pokemon cards for my nieces and nephews. All right, let's move on to the next one. Oh, I forgot to put this little nub in the back. That's great. All right. All right, we're flipping them over. I wish you guys could see how these instructions are laid out. They're pretty funny. They're pretty funny. I don't think we need either of these. Nah, you're good. Let's see. We're gonna flip them over. Oh, okay. Cool. So we gotta put his butt cheeks on. His lower shell, rather. All right. So we're gonna put this here. Okay. That's lower cheek number 1. Then lower cheek numero 2. Boom. Boom. Okay. So that's that. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, we got another assembly here. This is going to be the lower shell. So I'll move this off to the side. I really don't think we need those. Ooh, I have not, this piece seems convenient. I have not seen this one before. I need to use them. Dang, this is a really good piece. What? I don't know, maybe I just don't build enough of the newer sets? This is crazy. All right, we're gonna hit it with a couple more axles. Boom. Okay, 2 more macaronis. More macaroni. More cheese. That's a deep cut from the 90s, or I guess mid-2000s. If you know what cartoon, I'll give you a hint. It's a cartoon. If you know what cartoon that's from, drop it in the chat. Yeah, he just did the Mastodon. That's cool. That's cool. I'm excited. I'm gonna have to check that out. I haven't checked in on him in a while, see where he is with the project. I love a good series. We love a good series. All right, so. And then we're gonna add these in here. More cheese. More macaroni. All right, and we got the outline of the, ooh, I feel like that's off somehow. Let's see. Because one is flapped in and the other is flapped out. Could go in like that. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm glad I caught that now. That would have been super annoying to try to fix later. There we go. Now we can connect that in. It's always good to check your work, friends. Always good to check your work. Okay. Boom. All right. Solid. Nice and symmetrical. Let's move on to the next page. Okay. I did that part. Let's move on to the next page. Sick. Now we're building his tail. All right, we're gonna sit this guy over to the side. We're gonna hop in with one of these 2x4 bricks. And then we're gonna hop in with a bar plate. Let's see. Nothing crazy on there. Another couple of these inverted slopes, followed up by a couple of 1x4 bricks, a couple of 2x2 plates, a couple of 2x4 plates. All right, let's move on to the next page. Thank you, sir. A couple of curved bricks. Yes. All right. We'll stack that up, and then we're going into a wedge situation. Wedge plate, round of the bin, boom, 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 boom. All right, we're working it out. 2 exposed studs on either side. All right, very good. And then round. If you haven't watched my Pohatu video, you know how I feel about brown. What can brown do for you? Okay, cool. I think we're ready for the next one. Nice. Nice little tail design. Did with a couple more of these slopes. Nice and chunky. Boom. Alright. We just gotta get up under the tail here. Oh, okay. That's where we clipped it in. Alright. Oh, and it'll help it stand up a little bit. Okay. A little tripod action. Dang. This guy is massive. Okay, I do like how he's like hobbled over a little bit. I do like that. He is like really front heavy though. You can see him in the other angle. Let's get the close up of the other angle. That's crazy, guys. That's crazy. We lost our GIFs. I'm not sure what happened. Okay, cool. Alright. Cool. Alright. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Thank you. Okay, so we got that like that. And then we do like that. Boom. Boom. Okay, we got those there. Okay, very good, very good. Couple of slider portions we need. Nice, we are really close, y'all. I can already feel this brown, like, starting to crumble under my fingers. It makes me super nervous. It makes me super nervous. Okay, do this, and then we've got that there. Boom, boom. All right, let's move on to the next page. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna double up some of these angles right here. Is this a recolor? Do they already have these in this color? Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Sweet. All right. We're almost there, my friends. We are almost there. Okay, so these are gonna go into the lower half. These are gonna go into the upper half. Oop. Not that. Oh, okay, we'll have to do it like this. Okay. Boom. Bada boom. Let's see. Nice. That's a satisfying little click. All right, we're getting there. Let's keep on moving. All right. So we've got this right here. 2x6 plate, 1x2 plate, 1x2 clip. Couple of 2x3 slopes, or 2x3 plates. And then we are going to run in with a couple of 1x2 plates here on the bottom. We're gonna hit it with an arch at the top. Let's move on to the next page. Thank you. And we're gonna do this joint right here, and this joint right here. Whoop. Boop, 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 boop. If you're just now joining us, welcome, welcome. We hope that you stay with us. We do stuff like this on the channel all the time. My name is Brandon, this is BKH Bricks. And we are having a blast. We are wrapping up this Blastoise build. Can I get it, Blastoise? Somebody take away my microphone. Okay. We've got 2x3 plate here. A couple of plates in light nougat on either side. We've got 2x2 tile. And then another 2x2 plate. Next page. We're flying through this now. Now we're cooking with gas. Wait. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. And we're ready to click. This is clever. This is clever. How did they go about doing that? Okay, you just gotta force it in. Okay, cool. Nice. All right, this is where we're at. Another bag down. Very cool. Sick. Okay. Now we are on bag 47. We only got 3 bags left, y'all. 3 bags left, and they're mostly shells and heads. Well, now we're getting, we got more Technic. It's gonna get technical. Alright, cool. Got 2 sub bags this time. Alright. Okay, so we're gonna start off with one of these 2x6 curved plates. Just like this. And then boom. Boom. A couple of those 3x3 curved plates on the bottom. And then we have, this requires an orange plate. Maybe it's not an orange plate. Oh, it's an orange elbow bracket or an orange elbow plate. Okay, very good. Got the spacing right. Let's move on. Thank you. We got one of these big old wedge plates right here. Okay, we got one of these. Excuse me. All right. So then we're going to turn it over and orient it like this. We're going to throw in a 1x3 plate, a 1x2 plate, and then another 1x3 plate. Turn it back over. Nope, not yet. We got another one of these. I have a feeling this bag is going to be like the whole deal for, like, this whole bag is just going to be one side of the shell. Like the cannon, yeah, you can see we've got like the cannon pieces and stuff here. That's pretty interesting. Alright. Put this guy back over, maybe. Yep. And then like that. Yeah, the geometry for making sure that we have these pieces oriented correctly is so tricky. Alright. White plate. Whew. Let me drink some water. Very good. Okay. Wet my whistle, guys. All right. Almost there. Almost there. Let's go on to the next page. We are crushing it. We are just 10 minutes shy of 3 hours on stream. Crazy to think about that. This 3 hours went crazy fast. It's already 3 o'clock, boy. Man, stream days are wild. Stream days are wild. I thought this was certainly going to take less time, but I was certainly wrong. Let's see. We got a couple more of these wedge plates. How does this want this? Like that? Okay. Oh, okay, so it's doubled up. Yep, that makes sense. That makes sense. Alright, cool. Let's go on to the next one. Thank you. So we have a dark azure or medium azure, followed up by lime green round plate, light tan plate, or sandy tan, sand tan. Does this want this on top? Yes. Certainly not. Oh yeah, that's a different one. Okay, cool. There we go. That's more like it. And then another part right here. Great. We're really cooking now. Okay, so and then they want us to cap this off with some tiles. Interesting play. Okay, we're gonna play. Boom. And then this right here. Great. Okay. So then we rotate it around. Okay. Then we're gonna come in with this like this. And then we have, I love these big, like, whatever these are called, triangular pieces. I think we're ready for the next page. And then we've got this like this. We've got one of these orange 2x3s. Again, less popular 2x3, or not 2x3, 2/3 plate. Have I been saying 2x3 this whole time? I meant 2/3. Less popular than its rounded friend, but still very useful, that 2/3 plate. 2/3 brick. Is it a plate or a brick, or if it's 2/3, I guess? It's certainly a brick. Put that there. Throw in another 2/3. Or nope, 2x3. See, it's tricky to remember. Okay, cool. Then another 1x2. Uno mas 1x2. All right. Okay. a couple of 1x1s. And then we are going to have, oh, okay, these must be like the sections for the water cannons to sit. All right, we're ready for the next page. Thank you. Oh, so that's how they connect that in there. That's one way to do it. That's clever. I'll give them that. That's clever. So this is how we're gonna, so it looks like the cannons, the water cannons will have some articulation. We'll place that here. Bump this in here. I feel like this is a stage lower. No, that's because I left a part out. There we go. And then we'll combine this with this. And then we'll throw in another 1x2 here. A couple of lime 1x3s or 1x2s. There we go. That's clever how they implemented that. I really like that. Let's see. And then boom. The only problem is, ready for the next page? The only problem is I'm gonna have to go back and do that again. And that build, that portion of the build was not super fun. It's satisfying to see where it's going, but felt unnecessarily complicated. Oh, these go right here. Cool. So hang on. Okay, think we're ready for the next page? That's perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's great. Perfect. And now we drew up the size. This part is my least favorite. It's not that it's bad. I just think that I guess it's really difficult to get the angles just right. I feel like this is back too far, but there we go. That makes way more sense. This just feels way too boxy. I feel like, I don't know what a better solution would have been. I don't want a couch coach, obviously. But it's not, yeah, it's just, it feels like we could have done something different. I would have been fine if it was flat and then use the hexagonal portion. But maybe it's more true to Blastoise to have this be squared off. I don't know. I think we're ready for the next page. What is this? Okay. Is this gonna be for the water cannons? If it is, that's super interesting. Okay. We've got some orange pieces going on here. And we're gonna have a couple with these red 1x2s. Yellow axle. Ready for, ooh, hold up. Was I supposed to? Oh, okay, so you get some rings in here, I guess, to create spacing? That's one way to do it. Okay, cool. All right, I'm ready for the next one. Thanks, by the way. that's really interesting. Okay. This has got to be like for the, like a crossbar of some sort. Okay. Weird. Oh no, I don't even need to do this. But it's like doubled up over here. What? Okay. You have stumped me, Lego. I have no idea where you're going with this, but I'm along for the ride. Alright. And then we'll have another inverted slope portion. Oop. Oop. Alright, we're ready for the next page. Oh, what? Oh, this is complicated. Okay. So, first off, we missed a piece. We'll fix that. And then we do this and this. Okay. Wow. This is going, man, I am not looking forward to having to do this again. It's going to take so much time. Okay. Oh. Huh. Did I do that one? I think I got those backwards. Uh-oh. So it wants to be like this. No, I had it right the first time. That's so annoying. New sound. Let's see. Nope, we're there. Okay. I think I got it, y'all. I think I figured it out. This was the most complicated little assembly, and I still think that it's wrong. I must have flipped it around incorrectly when I was fixing it. Okay. So then we turn this portion over. Oh, that's how you like know where to lock it in. That's smart that they did that like that. Okay. I take it back. It's not as complicated as it seems, but it was still annoying. All right, cool. Oh, wow. Okay, that's where that goes. Let's go to the next one. So that's where these portions were. I think this is going to slot into here. That's not what the instructions say, but I'm almost certain. I'm going to follow the instructions like a good educator would. Okay, we're going to slot this in here. We're building up the cannon portion now, so that's exciting. So it goes brick, plate, brick, plate, tile with hole, another plate, and then a cannon portion. Okay, I think we're ready for the next one. And that's our little cannon. And then we'll stick... Oh, nice. They gave us a little navy one. Oh, nice. Okay, so that's kind of like the water effect. I'm also not like super fan of the water effect. I think I've got some ideas for how I would modify it, but we'll get there. We want to teach this guy hydro pump for sure. But I do like that the cannons articulate. We might have to redo those cannons just to like make them custom. But we slide that in. Boom. Okay. Dang, boy. That thing is huge. All right, we just got to do one more of those, and then the head. We're already 3 hours in. I think we'll be done within the next 30 minutes. That's my goal. We're gonna be done by 3:30. What time is it where y'all are at? If you're still in the chat hanging out with us, let us know. How you been rocking with us so far? How you liking it? How you liking the live? Should we do this more often? Yeah? Nay? Yay? Just got a like. Love that. Oh, we're blowing up with the likes. It's crazy. Let's see. Alright. Alright. Cool. Just checking in, making sure our stream health is good and stuff before we keep it rushing. Stream is healthy. Viewer activity, great. Stream settings, cool. Alright. We're gonna go back to concurrent viewers. Sweet. Okay. Gonna take a little sip. Alright, y'all. Our time together is almost at an end. We've still got a little while, but we are really crushing it in terms of the timing here. So, boom, boom. A couple more curved plates. And then we have a 4x4 plate. And then we're going to hide that little orange elbow joint in there. And then we're going to take this black plate that has the cutout in it. Support that there. And go on to the next page. And then boom. We got that there. And we'll put in another one of these kind of medium tan plates. Or dark tan, however you want to call it. Looks pretty good. Flip that over. Hit it with another 1x3, 1x3, 1x2. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Then we have this huge boy right here. And then we're going to add in another one of these wedge plates. If I can find it. A little wedge plate right there, a little wedge plate action. It's not the right wedge plate. Let's see. Did I put the other one in the right spot? Yeah, that's in the right spot. Maybe it is the right wedge plate and I put in the wrong orientation? No. There's got to be another one in here somewhere. Aha, it was hiding. Alright, got it. Flip it back over, rotate. Oop, not quite. We've got this guy right here. Place this plate here. Boom. And this one here. Okay, now we're ready for the next one. Triangle. Tile piece here. I do love the attention to detail with like the tiling. I think that they nailed that for sure. Cool. Boom. And then boom. Right on. Okay, we gotta hit it with another curved plate. We've already done this once, so we've got it almost down to a science. Almost. 2x3 or not 2x3, one of those. I'm assuming that. What did they want here? Oh. I feel like. Oh yeah, that's where we messed up. This needs to be a 1x3, not a 2x3. Yeah, you can tell that like I make a lot more mistakes as I get deeper in the build. Building on stream is a different skill than building on your own. Because then you not only need to think about your viewers, you also need to think about not messing up this build. Because if we have to go back too far, we're cooked. Okay, I think we're ready for the next page. Another azure plate, green 1x2. That's cool. And then we will pop in a couple of these curve slopes. Curve slope number 2. Okay. All right, we are out here. How y'all feeling in the chat? Y'all still there with us? Y'all hanging out? We appreciate y'all for spending so much time. There are some of y'all who have been in here since we started. That's just crazy. Especially on a Thursday. We're very blessed to have y'all with us. Okay. We're gonna rotate this. Pop that in here. Pop this in there. Nice, so we got a nice little section. All right, we're ready for the next one. Whew. Okay. Okay. Feel like my eyes are playing tricks on me a little bit. We're missing one small piece. We need a 2x2 modified black tile piece. I know for a fact I'm not looking at one. Right? Yeah, we need 2 of them. We only have 1. That's peculiar. Aha. Yeah, LEGO almost never misses with like missing pieces, so I always err on the side of user error when I feel like I've lost a piece. It's very rare for LEGO not to include it. Trust but verify. Trust but verify. Okay, cool. Okay. That's another problem that, like, when I've already done one bag and I'm trying to rush through a particular portion of the build, I get cocky. And then I make mistakes. So I'm trying to keep myself from just blazing through this and take my time so I don't have to go back and do anything again. But I think we're good. Let's move on to the next one. All right. So we got... I do find it clever how they like encapsulated the cannons. I just don't like the shape. But it is pretty fire. This thing is huge. This thing is huge. And it's like round. Do you know how hard it is to build something this big and round? Like, this is crazy. Okay, we got those 2 parts done. Oh no. Gotta go back. See? That's what you get for rushing. Alright. Okay. Get this queued in here. Boop, boop. See, since I didn't do the Venusaur first, I don't have my brick separator. I should always have one of those on me now that I think about it. Gotta keep that thing on me. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's cool. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Alright, we're cooking, y'all. We're cooking. We're gonna get this done. I believe in us. I believe. Okay. 2x3. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Oop. 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 Yep. Yep. Locked in. Locked in. Locked in. Boom. See? I know what I'm doing. Okay, cool. I think we're ready for the next one. Alright, I think we're also ready for the next one. Let's get ahead a little bit. This part, man, okay. Whew. Alright, so let me take my time, because this technique can be tricky. Man, I've always like thought about doing one of those like gigantic Technic supercars, and now I'm like, I'm kind of good on that. Because if I mess up twice in this, I would imagine that doing one of those Technic cars is going to be a real challenge. All right, we're ready for the next one. I really love how they use the ring for spacing. It's just so interesting that like chrome is the best color for that. I'm surprised that like they haven't made it in like dark gray, because I would imagine that those things are going to crack over time. Do a flip? How? What you mean? Can't flip on camera. Not in this room. It was like a 10 by 10 room, man. Can't flip on camera? What you talking about? Do a flip. I would if I could. If I could do a flip, if it would make you happy, I totally would. Alright. So then that goes in like that. And then, boom. Okay, alright. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I think I got it right the first go this time. I'm gonna put these on here. Ooh, my back, y'all. I'm getting old. I am getting old. 34. How old are y'all out there? Is that old? I feel like Gen Z would say that that's old. I feel like millennials would say that that's old. Cool. So we'll lock this into place like so. You're deaf unk now, man. Yep. You right. You right. You are right. I am definitely unk. I like being unk. I'd be out the way. I'd be out the way, bro. Okay, next page for me. There we go. All right, second cannon. I'm definitely redesigning these cannons. These cannons need some work. I mean, they're probably like proportionally accurate, like, but I feel like they should just be meatier. We're gonna have to play around with that. We might have to make a short about that. I am unk. They call me unk. I think that's right. Yeah, certainly. Okay, cool, cool. Boom. Boom. And like these water, ooh, I'm missing a part clearly. These water effects are kind of mid. Oh, yeah, okay, hold on. Did I do that correctly? Yeah, I did it right. Yeah, okay. I need this. I've gone the whole day without dropping a single piece on the floor. Look at me. Oh, yeah. Okay. Did that kind of wrong. I forgot to put in this little stopper. There we go. half bush. All right. Whew. I was just talking all that smack about not dropping a piece and almost just dropped one. All right. Boom. Cannon complete. Look at this. What y'all think? Worth it? Worth it? Click. All right. And then boom. Now all we need to do is the head. Yo. Now this thing is massive. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. 36. You let yourself go. You let yourself go. I feel better as I age. Mix in some gym with sets. Oh man, Eric Franco is roasting your boy. Oh my gosh. Crazy. I be in the gym, man. Y'all might not know it, but your boy can bench press a lot of weight. But you're right, I do need to get in the gym. I think we could all use a little bit more time in the gym, you know what I'm saying? Cool. Nice. Cool. All right. Let's see. Let's see. I used to do squats like crazy. Yeah, man. That stuff is so important. Squats is the most important thing. See, that's my problem. I always focused on chest. So like at my height, I could bench press like 315. And that was only about a year ago. But then I had a baby. And you know, man, why did I do that and not on the tray? But then I had a baby. And that ate up a lot of time. You definitely don't feel like going to the gym when you got kids, but you need to. Because in order to chase that little dude around, and I can already tell he's gonna have a ton of energy, I need to get into better shape. But the big thing that I would say, getting back to the part about squats, there's actually an article that came out that showed that there is a direct link between the amount of muscle that you have in your legs, more importantly like your thighs, your quads, and how long you are going to live a happy and healthy life. Oh yeah, it's the last bag. It's the last bag. Let's get ready for it. Let's get ready for it. Oh my gosh. Let's lock in. Now we're just working on the head, team. I still can't get over how crazy this thing is. Look at this. This is fire. This is fire. We'll have to, don't let me forget to get a good like camera 3 angle of that guy for the thumbnail. All right, let's bring it on home, team. If y'all are still hanging with us, let us know down in the chat. Let's go on to the next page. Next page for the instructions. Next page for the instructions. You get next one. All right, next one. That's good. That's perfect. All right, we're working on this head, boys. Let's get it. Let's get it. It's just now 3:22. I think we can be done by 3:45. What y'all think? I think we can be done by 3:45. And we will definitely be back. This is a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. Nice. Next page. Are we cooking now? Oh my god, this is, what do they want us to, this is gonna be some interesting shaping. All right, cool. So they want us to start off with a 1x1 Technic brick. Then we're gonna grab this red axle. I think it's a 4L. We need a half bush. Beep, 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 beep. Da, da, da. Yeah, the gym is so important. The gym is so important. Oh, there we go. That's one of my favorite songs. Let us know, what's your favorite part to work out in the gym? Are you guys all chest, no legs? All legs, no chest? Abs? What are you working on right now? What's your area of focus? Let us know. Okay. Oh, now the, oh, okay. Now I like this. See, this is giving me some ideas for how we can incorporate better designs for the heads that we make. These 2x3 bricks showing up yet again. They're 2x3, 2/3 bricks showing up yet again. Let's see if we can't get in a little bit deeper. Very useful. Very useful for shaping. Boop, 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 boom, ba, 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 ba. Okay, then we're gonna come in with a couple of 1x1s. Nice. A couple of 1x1ers. Okay, and then what about a black or dark gray snot? I can already tell this thing is going to be beefy. All right, let's go on to the next one. Let's see, 6 days out the week, full stack sets. That's crazy, man. That's great. That's great. What do you do to stay consistent? What's your secret? Let the folks in the chat know. What is your secret for staying consistent, Eric? Pardon me if y'all hear the baby next door. That's crazy. Did I do that right? I feel like I did that right. Maybe not. Oh, it's more. Oh, it's another one. Okay. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh no, I didn't do that right. Just got carried away, that's what happened. All right, but we do this here, and then 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 we do this. Boom. Nope. Can't fit that there. Let me see what I'm doing. Huh. Oh, do we need to turn this around like so? Nope. Put it there. Okay. 2 nephews, no more kids. That's real. That's real. All right, we're close, y'all. I can see the light at the end of Victory Road. I can see it. Okay, cool. We're ready to go on to the next one. Ooh, now we're getting spicy. Okay, so we're gonna be using, man, this is going to be a big head. Holy cow. All right. Here's a bracket, another bracket, another bracket. And then we're gonna place this on top with a couple of 2x3, 2/3 bricks. I'll get it as soon as we finish the stream, just remember. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Oh, this is for the teeth. Sick. All right, cool. So we're gonna take a couple of these headlight bricks and put the teeth in there backwards, just so they show just a little bit. That's a neat technique. Sorry. Put that there like that. Then we need one more. All right. And then we will put this up here like this. This is the snout, probably, more than likely. Then we'll cap it off with a 1x2. And then another, we're looking for a 1x1 tile. There we go. All right, let's move on to the next one. Oh, one of his teeth fell out. Can't have that. Annoying. Oh my gosh. So the tolerance is just off by just a little bit. I swear to everything that is holy. That would be crazy for me to crash out over this tooth. Right towards the end. Okay, this might have to wait till the end and come back to it. That's so annoying. Bro. Okay, let's just go ahead and fix it. How do we... Oh, it's because it's too wide. Did they give me an extra? Yeah, they gave me an extra. Let's see. I'm gonna have to just come back and get that at the end, I guess. Brother. This is about to be a toothless Blastoise. Why won't it fit? Okay, maybe I just need to put it on one side first. That's really annoying, LEGO. Okay. I'm about to lose it. We'll come back to it later. It's not worth the time. Where did this mouthpiece even go? Wow. I can't believe that. That is really frustrating. So basically what I was struggling with was trying to get the tooth into place. I guess like I'll have to use like tweezers or something to try to force it in there. Okay, I think I got it in. Maybe? Okay, yeah, it's in. I was very close to crashing out. Okay, so, but how did I have this connected? Like this? Right? Yeah. All right, we're good. We're good. No crash out necessary. Okay. So, no, we're still on this one. We're almost done though. How you guys feeling? Let's see, we got a few folks rocking with this. This is pretty good for a live stream. We got some decent views. Decent views. Okay, I'm feeling that's gonna go there. Nuh-uh, get back in there. But that's gonna go all the way to the front of the snout. That exposed. Okay, and then we're gonna take another Azure plate. Along with an elbow part. And then one of these. Another one of those. Is that gonna go all the way above? Where is this gonna click into? Oh, it clicks in right there. Cool. Right on. Next. Oh wait, no. Sorry. Will you go one step back for me? We got his little ears going on. Okay. Man, this has been fun. I have really enjoyed this. Not quite out of the woods yet, but close. Okay, so we got those little dots on top. Now we're gonna come in with another usage of this 2x, or this 2/3 plate. How interesting. Okay, nice little click there. Then a little quarter circle. Nice. Where does this go? Up there like that. Okay. I'm in. I like it. Got kind of a flat head right there. Let's see. And then they want us to clip it with one of these. I wonder how this is going to be supported. What is this for? Oh no. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. Okay. Oh, interesting. So that's how they get the curve inside. Oh, that's why we have some space there. Okay. Got it. Nice. We got our eyes in. Cool. So we're going to do a similar technique to what we did previously. Another one of these semicircles with a curved brick in the back. And then put that like that. We're hooked up on the front of the face. Nice. Nice, I say. All right, next page. Gotta cap this guy's forehead off. Oop. Okay. And then the other side of his face. Whew. Doing great, y'all. We're almost there. Big man Blastoise is almost done. Just currently fighting with a piece to... Oh, there it goes. I knew we were going to drop at least one. Where'd it go? Oh, that was the issue. There we go. Pieces left and right. Bend you down. Okay. We've got just a couple more to knock out. Gotta get his little ear assembly done. We're in the chill part of the stream, y'all. We have passed the height portion and we are in lock-in mode. So that we can get this wrapped. There we go. There we go. What's my name? Let's go. Oh, the register straight up doesn't need to be there. Okay, cool. Sick. Oh, so that's how they get the black in his ears. Okay, and then we take this, cap it off. All right, we just got to build the bottom jaw now. Okay, we'll kick things off and hopefully wrap them up. We got this like bar inverted plate thing. And then with those two, so with these portions facing this way, we'll do this. We'll hit it like this. Very good, very good. Alright, so now this actually needs to be turned around. Boom. Boom. Nice. Almost. Okay, then we need to hit this with a combo. And then this will go on the front, like so. Small blue piece with, man, that hurt. Okay. Oh, how did they do that? Oh, it's the other side. That explains it. Let's go over here. There we go. A couple mistakes never hurt anybody. And now we have a little red piece for his tongue. Very good. All right, we're ready to go on to the next one. More teeth. Okay, let's try to get this locked in this time. Okay, it's the same way, unfortunately. It's just something about it that I hate. And then so they can curve out. Okay. Good enough. Hopefully it stays at least until the end of the stream. Alright. The Snaggletooth Blastoise. Let's see if we can't get that to turn. Please. Please. Snaggletooth Blastoise it is. That's gonna bug me. There we go. Okay, we got the teeth in. So we just need to lock down the sides with a couple of curved slopes and plates. Okay. We flip this guy over. And we have boom. And then boom. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Make sure we put these pieces here. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we'll just cap this. Whoop. Boom. We didn't lose anything. We're all good. Okay. We do need to cap this off here. Cap this off here. Hit this with this piece right here. All right. Just boom. All right. Hey, look at that, y'all. That's pretty cool. Even if I do say so myself. Wow. Okay. So now we just need to, let's go on to the next one. We're probably gonna need to attach this guy. Yeah, there we go. Simple axle with a stop connection. Got hit with a little bushing. And then we'll put this part here. Sweet. Nice. Okay. And I think we just snap it in like so. Wow. Holy cow. All right. Got a couple of cheek pieces missing. Put that in there. Oh, it probably goes on the outside. Okay. Another cheek piece right here. Ooh, let me move so you can see it. Okay. I think we may have done it, gang. Let's go to the next part, gang. That's it. Wow. Wow. We did it, team. All because we believed in ourselves. That's it. Totally worth it, I would say. Wow, look at that. Woo! We did it. We did it. I'm impressed with us. You should be impressed with us. That's pretty crazy. Look at this. That's nuts. That's nuts. Look at that. Wow. LEGO, I'm very impressed. I am very impressed. This is a very cool model. Whoever designed this, you really deserve your flowers. This is cool. All right. Nice. Get a nice little shot of that. That's fire. Very happy with that. All right, so that's gonna wrap us up here, y'all. If you are even remotely interested in the set, I highly recommend that you pick it up. Thank you so much for, just hanging out with us for as long as you did. We've been on stream for almost 4 hours, which is crazy to me. Crazy to me. This has been so much fun. I can't believe we spent 4 hours doing this. If you want to see the Venusaur, the Blastoise, we obviously just did. So if you want to see the Venusaur and the Charizard, make sure that you subscribe and you let us know and you vote for which one you'd rather see next. And we'll have to get that scheduled on the channel. But in the meantime, I have some big plans for this guy. Needless to say, we're going to be doing some heavy modifications. So if you enjoyed this, make sure that you subscribe and you check out more on our channel. We have a ton of LEGO Pokemon builds coming very soon. And until then, peace and play well. Love you guys. Thanks for 20K.